Whose turn? I mean, you're not wrong. Whose turn is it?
Welcome back to the world of
Amelia, say Isadora.
Was that introduction?
I think so.
I know.
I think we're in
is.
some sort of strange parallel universe now, and I don't like it.
I'm sorry, are people implying I don't intro this fucking thing? I can't work with these people anymore. Gosh.
Okay. I'm Ian and I play Respect. Ah!
Are you okay?
I was being you.
I thought that was Neil. Oh my god.
There you go.
Classic Ian banger again.
I'm Neil. I used to play Esme. Now I'm going to play a fighter sorcerer mix.
Dead's me.
What?
Dead's
Dead's
me.
mate. Honestly, she's dead to me. So
Play
Neil,
Revenant.
that's my line. Please don't steal my lines regarding my players. When we last left our
Hi, I'm
heroes-
Laura. I play Coda.
Oh, yeah, Laura,
introduce some more now.
I thought Laura introduced herself. She did. She already said it earlier. No, she did.
Nope.
DM. Laura, do you want to go?
GM ruling. This is our finest intro yet, I think.
I mean, one of these days, I know we have to do a cold open for the next
7 minutes. It's been.
We've been recording for 15 minutes and 3 seconds, actually.
Aha! Aha! Neil with the wrong numbers, as usual. Richard, you go.
Oh yeah. So I have enmity on this guy.
You do, Ian. Well done for being a good player and remembering that.
The only thing I can't remember is how many spell slots I used.
All of them.
I have not used all of them, Darren. Do not lie.
I know. I think you might have used one of the third ones. You definitely dumped on this dude really heavy at the start, I believe.
Yeah. I think I used one of my 3 levels because I hit him.
You did.
I missed the other one.
Well, there's initiatives, and there's one using 48 underneath the initiative, so I'm not sure how much that means in terms of spell slots.
48 is 3rd level.
Okay, cool. Well, then that's 1/3 level. So after that, go nuts.
Sweet. Okay, so Power MD, so I'm gonna advantage try and hit him. $23 and $29.
I mean, 29 and 23 hit.
Cool, I'm gonna add the 3rd level and the 2nd level then.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
I think that might have been meant to be plus 12, hold on. Yeah, that was meant to be plus 12, so it's actually 63 damage.
Well done.
And I'm dead.
Well, if this guy had, as a result of Elizabeth's hammer, this guy has grown new holes to bleed out of, which is a fucking terrifying statement. Esme, can I have a death saving throw, please? Esme, you move closer to the great abyss. It is now Jermaine's go. I was going to say Jerome. Jermaine's go.
Stab me, nerd.
No.
Stab
Did
me,
you just
nerd.
bore her?
No,
Bore her,
listen. We've already said many times to put all of your kinks on the table so we can make jokes about them and make you feel bad. No, he has picked Esme up and is holding her in quite like a hostage situation kind of thing. And he looks her in the eye and he's like, "Let me go, or she dies."
Ian, Esme's mouth starts to move as though she is a puppet, and he says, "Let her die and then kill the bad guy."
Crispin doesn't do anything, he just stares at Gawk and they can do.
Isidore, does your go?
Cool. Mass Cure Wounds. 19.
I'm assuming you ran to the top of the stairs to do that.
Yes.
Esme, you're unconscious and can feel hands in places. No, it's literally around your neck and propping you up underneath your arm.
Why does no one want to let me die?
No one answer that.
Can't believe you put a level into the subclass of Edgelord. Isidore, is that all you wish to do?
Yes. Cause I don't know what else to do.
Hold on. My psychic powers are telling me there's a Neil banger on the way. No.
I don't see him typing.
It said he was typing 3 seconds. I was bracing for that. That
At
absolutely.
least we're very quiet, so.
Okay, that's Isadora. Hound Eface is gonna bite Coda.
Hi.
Has a 10.
Nope.
It misses. Coda, your go.
Gonna stab this dog.
19 hits.
A whole 13 damage.
Whoops, sorry, wrong thing.
Don't eat me. Hey! I killed a dog. I'm gonna.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It yelps as you stab it and falls over. Before returning to darkness. This hound. Oh, is that all, Laura?
Oh, I'm gonna take out my gun.
Okay. This doggo will bite the Rizbito. Ooh, that's a 24.
Misses.
What? I call shenanigans.
There's little shenanigan.
I think it is a shenanigan.
It is.
See, just for that, I'm gonna triple all the damage die. You take 10 piercing damage. Can I have a strength saving throw?
Right. Sorry, I can't type.
It's cool, buddy. No rush. Sure.
I nearly rolled like 1d.
I mean, I rolled 3d1s, apparently. I still have no memory of that. But at 20 beats, you do not get knocked prone.
Woo!
And then we are back to Rizbit.
So, how easy would it be to hit Jermaine?
You would be rolling with disadvantage.
Even if I have advantage on my enmity?
Then,
Sorry, cut out halfway through something else.
oh, sorry, apologies. That would just make it a standard roll, then it would negate the disadvantage.
Okay.
Don't kill Esme.
Yes,
Use your inspiration and stack it.
Exactly.
Do I have it?
For friendship.
I gave it to one person last week, but I think it was Esme.
But I meant to
No,
have
Darren
it.
gave Ian inspiration earlier because he's being a rat.
Oh, okay, use that.
Can I
I
use
took
that there?
a page. Yeah, I took a page out of Neil's book. Giving inspiration for people giving shite. But dude,
Right.
no,
I'm gonna try and hit this guy twice.
go for it, friend.
Oh!
Yes!
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Rizbit!
Level 2 smite on the crit and level 1 on the normal. Sorry, I'm doing math.
Maths.
Maths.
Matt.
So 60?
Yeah!
It's literally a case of Rizbit with like unrelenting ability, like swings and like clobbers him in the head, but like essentially it's like his muscle locks as he swings, so he just wallops him but doesn't swing all the way in, so it hits Esme. And when he strikes from the right, but like obviously it connects with the crit and it pushes Jermaine's head out from the impact, and you see teeth and you hear crack, but you don't see his jaw move, so you probably like have a feeling that his skull has kind of caved in a bit. And Rizbit spins and hits it back towards it away, and you just see it kind of compress downwards a bit into the neck, and you just hear a snap, and he just collapses over the ground. Esme, this all happened so fast, you were kind of propped upright, and the thing that was holding you upright, I know you came to consciousness with Isadora's spell, you're kind of just like, oh, left standing, and you're like, oh, okay. And the Shroud Hand fizzles away as it Master dies. So yeah, that was a fucking dunk and a half, Jesus.
Woo!
Are you okay, Esme?
Yeah.
Good.
What? She just looks down at the body and is like, well, he's gone. Darren, is there anything nice in his pockets? A dagger of the Shroud.
Esme, can I have an investigation roll?
No.
Oh, well, okay then. That sure showed me. Esme, you find a key. It's kind of like kind of old and brass. Looks like it would fit an old school lock. You, upon like looking at it, you're like, it's probably for the front door. Oh yeah, that's really good. I like it. But he essentially has kind of like a wrist, like a really nice folded letter with a seal. It's open. When you kind of like just like it's pretty small, so it's the type of thing that you can like kind of open one handed and just glance at. It's more like an official note, more so than a letter or anything. But it's just the long and short of it is Richie asking him to come here and essentially kind of do what you're doing, like make a presence for yourself, take down any rival guilds like that are kind of in your guys' ballpark, that kind of roguish bounty hunter kind of shtick, and like recruit people who are appropriate, and as spread forth, and that's kind of it. It's just like it signed like Richmond. I can't remember what we said their surnames was, but whatever we agreed on the surname of the Ritchie brothers, it's that one. The room darkens as all light fades, and a familiar, very, very dull, dark, purplish light emits from the top of the ceiling. If it were present, it is no longer present. The air, like edges of the tables and the fireplace, and like say, was it bookmarks or not bookmarks, bookshelves? You can just barely see the tips on edges of those ornaments with this like lighting. The further down you go towards the floor, the darker it gets to the point where you can't see the floor. You see a familiar, not familiar, a figure you recognize as the Shroud herself. In the sorry. Do you have something to say now?
No, keep going.
She essentially extends a hand out. Her speaker is not present. It is just the silent god herself. Well, God, extends a hand, and you feel rushes of air near where Jermaine's body rests. She extends a hand towards Esme, and the others find a spectral hand floating before them, as if like, take my hand, ? Kind of thing.
Isadora crosses her arms.
Nope.
I slapped the hand away.
That counts as touching it.
Where's the Shroud now? Oh god!
Don't take back.
Rizza shows up in like ill-fitting robes and a dagger, and he's like, I am the rogue now.
Look at me, guys, on the Shroud. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Esme?
Esme does the puts the hand out, then rips it back.
Too slow!
And then blows a kiss to send her away.
She catches the kiss.
Does she devour it?
No,
She never got a kiss before.
She the hand that she's caught it in like extends a bony finger. Well, not a bony finger, like a finger that does not have a lot of fucking skin on it, and just like does the. And the figure fades, as does this like aura, perhaps. Jermaine's bones lie before you, as if aged by eons of just being.
Esme runs to the window. Was it nighttime when we came here?
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
it was because we met
It
the
was
guys at
evening.
midnight, and then we were gonna meet them tomorrow night. So yeah, it was still like middle of the night.
It was early like in the morning kind of thing, like after a few pints, yeah. And the idea was that you guys would come here and then potentially rest if you need.
Is there anyone out on the street?
No, it's kind of it's a posh enough area, like everybody's in after 11, that sort of thing.
Ooh.
I was going to say, we should keep an eye out for the watch, but there isn't a watch, because this is actually a... Well, actually, I was going to say it's not a fascist state, but also all of the guards are Mindflayers, so I guess they're just not doing their job.
All of the smart ones are. All of the dumb ones are our allies. Let's turn this room over, see if we can find anything worth finding, and then burn the house down.
Okie dokie.
It's becoming a
Esme
sort of
just starts
signature.
looking in the corner. She just turns around and
Across
starts
the
picking-
planes of existence, time, and dice rolls, 3 figures in a warehouse district grin at the concept of burning out a house after doing their job. And we're zip back. And what people are looking over, tell me what you're looking for, and I will say yay or nay on what you're doing.
The piles of I know on the map there's kind of piles of books and stuff like that. Are those actual piles of books and notes and things? I'll have a look through some of those.
I just want to look around for anything valuable or anything that might stick out, or even... Yeah, just anything valuable, anything that might stick out, that might seem unusual here. Also, she says, should we, do we have to, report to anyone about the Honest Hearts?
We could go back to the bathhouse and see if they're there. I don't know.
Well, no, I'm not saying we should. I'm saying, do we have to?
I mean, there's no police. I don't think we can really be stopped from doing anything.
I mean, and also it's worth noting that I'd say the guts, if not 95% of the Honest Hearts are currently all spread around this room in pieces.
Yeah, that's what
she means.
what I'm
Who do we
saying.
report
Do
all
we
these
have-
dead Honest Hearts to?
Do we have to go tell Dandelion? Do we have to go tell the other Honest Hearts that are still alive? What's the deal? Or will they just sort of find out by themselves?
I mean, when they're no longer the criminals in the town, I suppose it'll just kind of become obvious. We should probably go to the bathhouse and just be like, hey, they're all dead. Or most of them are.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, Esmer's just gonna look for treasure.
Yeah, same.
Alrighty.
I was a 20 on my investigation there.
Okie dokie.
I'm just gonna hang out at the top of the stairs and make sure nobody's coming up.
That's fair, Risbit, old boy, that's fair.
I love that Rizba keeps being the lookout with one eye.
I'm more of a hero out.
He's the Toph of the group.
If anyone's gonna learn how to sense vibrations and bend metal with their mind, it's Rizba.
That's fair. I mean, he already bends bone with metal. Anyway, so Coda,
Yup.
the piles of notes before you. Most of them seem to be an impromptu register or dossier of potential recruits. He seems to have been spying on people, seeing their and almost testing them, kind of leading not so nice people down alleyways while he's simultaneously been leading other not so nice people down alleyways and making instigating fights and kind of seeing that person performed well, they should be contacted, that sort of thing. Most of his notes seem to be that. There is a few summoning rituals, it seems, from you'd notice the summoning ritual magic from, again, your time studying, demonic summoning and such before.
I never did that, Darren. I'm a good person.
I mean, brushing over that fucking colossal lie. It seems to be something related to the Shroud Hounds, or how to I know some of the notes are written in a language I don't think any of you speak. Well, you, Coda, specifically, who's reading it at this current time. But it certainly seems to be like something to do with the Shroud Hounds and summoning, question mark. You're not entirely sure if it's summoning or borrowing. You're not 100% certain. Isadora, Neil, you're looking for just loot as well, yes?
Yeah.
Isadora, Esme, you guys go over the room and go over the Honest Hearts. Between the two of you, you find a total of about 150 gold, some +1 daggers, several potions of fire resistance, which is kind of interesting. And one potion with a weird, kind of thick orange substance you've never seen before.
Maybe it's friendly.
I can, when we're back at the Albatross, I can look over it.
How much gold did we find they're on?
115 total between everything.
Cool.
And a whole lot of playing cards.
Jermaine's body is now bones, but is there still like armor or
Oh yeah,
clothes upon the bones?
It's his shroud, like robes, but it's just the skin and such has just become bones.
Is there some kind of patch or anything that would recognize Jermaine as like the Shroudly boy?
There's
yeah.
Yeah, there's a sash, like the blue sash that like dangled from his robes is kind of the same blue like the Shroudy boys seem to be incorporating. It's kind of like to add salt, extra injury to Dear Says My Salt and Wound. It's kind of like an off blue of the Nasty Boys blue, but it's definitely the exact same blue him and Richmond clearly have been wearing. That's sort of.
She cuts off like part of that. And what about on the bodies of the Honest Hearts? Is there anything like identifiable on any of them?
They either seem to possess a Queen of Hearts or a King of Hearts.
She's going to take one of each. She's going to just put all like. It's not on their flesh, is it? It's not on clothes.
Oh yeah, it's in their pocket. They have the white face. It's more like face paint. So the actual card itself is in the pocket.
She's going to basically steal one of each and then pop them all into her bag. And then she says, somebody roll up the rug and stick it in the fireplace, and then let's get out of here.
I'll take some of those books with me, like on the summonings. I mean, we're probably never gonna need it, but just in case, I'm gonna throw those into my bag.
6 months later. I know I didn't. I know I told no one I was going to do this, but I just so happened to summon
I just
something.
really wanted a Shroud Hound, guys.
We don't.
I thought I could summon Kabiri again and get him to leave me this time. In fact, now I'm doubly indentured to him.
These books are for research, you guys. Nothing else.
You're
Let's burn the house down.
Fine, I'll throw it in the fire.
You do want to.
Do with them which you please, Laura. Do you take them or not?
I don't see why we could ever need them, so no, I guess not.
I mean, we're
unless
busy setting a fire. You can take whatever you want.
I mean, I guess unless the only possible use I can think of is if we ever needed to force a confrontation with the Shroud and we had to summon and trap her or something. But I don't think that's really gonna happen. So we probably don't need them, right?
As I thinks hey, grab that book, put it in that bag right there. That's a good plan.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna burn them.
No, you gave her an idea now.
Yeah,
now
it's actually relevant because we might have to summon someone. Esme just closes the book on Coda and then it's like, no, this is mine now. She puts it in the bag. So Coda, start the fire. You're all fiery.
can't make fire at will. Alright, okay.
What? You're red. What do you mean you can't make fire at will?
I'm
punch
not
him.
a
That's when he can do
mage.
it. Someone punch him.
If you punch me, I can. Wait, no, I've already done that. Don't punch me, please. No, wait. I can't do it again. I can't do it again. Please don't punch me.
You just set a fire like that.
Can Isadora start a fire?
With flint and tinder, yes.
Well, yeah, that works too.
Cool. Did he have like any sort of like lamp or lantern around, or was he just sitting in the dark like a weirdo?
Sitting in the dark like a weirdo.
Of course.
Cool.
Most of you have packs that would have like at least a torch or oil.
Okay, I'll spill some of that on. I guess on the rug. I guess on what's flammable, and then light it.
Cool. Alrighty.
And we leave.
The fire crackles. How do you leave? Do you go out the front door or the back door?
What's more dramatic?
Front door, probably.
No, it's not. No one go out the front door. It's probably booby trapped. Let's go out the back door that we know is booby trapped.
We
no longer is.
We know the path back is safe.
Cool, as you land back out in the back garden that is connected to several alleyways to Orion. Where are you going? What are you doing?
The albatross to rest, and then we can get ready for what we need to do in the morning.
What? Hold on. Where are the bats in relation to where we are?
I think the bats were like near the albatross, like to the right of the albatross, maybe.
The bats are there at the X. You guys are over here. On the left.
Where are the bats? Oh, on the
let's
X.
walk around.
Oh, okay.
Let's walk to the X and then walk along the river banks, and then we'll return to
Wait,
the albatross.
We didn't.
Okay.
We didn't find any living honest hearts in that house, right?
Not anymore.
No, they were all dead.
Okay. Ah, shit.
They were all dead, man.
I know.
What are we gonna do?
I feel like we did this as fast as we possibly could have, and we still didn't do it right.
Ball looks into the camera like he's in the office.
He's not in the
Yes.
office. He's in the ocean.
Will I be able to just say, like, before we leave, like, okay, no, the house is on fire, isn't it? I was gonna say I could, like,
House
just
is on
check a few
fire.
doors, but it's fine.
As you cross the city, the pillar of flame that you ignited reaches up and touches the sky. Screams, panic, yells, and footsteps ignite the night. You see city watchmen and the common folk rushing to the aid of this fire. As you walk away, roughly around the time you guys reach the bathhouse, you can see that the smoke and fire has indeed stopped. Probably put out by the city watch or someone with the ability to do so. The bathhouse looks a little bit more lively as it's the middle of the night. The red windows seem to have figures dancing behind them. Not like raving or anything, but suggestively, perhaps, through the frosted red glass. Do you go inside?
Esme cannot be stopped.
Wait.
Oh, what? We're doing this?
Hold on, I'll just be as I turns back. It's like, it's okay, guys. I can go in alone. It'll be fine.
No,
It'll
no,
be fine.
no, it won't be fine.
No, it will. It'll be absolutely fine. You knew you were gonna do this.
This isn't a gift. Yes.
Yes.
Guys, who was the name of who was it, the teal tiefling that we need to talk to? Was that the one in charge?
Oh god, hold on. I had this written down somewhere.
The teal fling. I think their name was Bubba Ray.
Poetry and taste? No. Yes? Maybe?
Which was the one that was getting freaky on Esme's floor?
Poetry?
Poetry.
That's poetry.
Not poetry. So Taste is the one we want to talk to.
Was it Taste? Did I write the demo? Was it actually called Taste?
Yes.
Good lord.
Taste.
Okay.
Taste was peach colored.
Bonnie is
poetry was
the
the teal one.
lavender female tiefling who runs the place.
Oh yeah.
Because it's Bonnie's bathhouse.
She was not happy with us. Oh well.
So y'all roll up inside this house of sin. Yeah.
Mhm.
You open the doors wide. I don't know. I'm picturing wide. It's happening now. Wide. The room lit by beautiful red neon torches. Enchanted.
They suddenly became saloon doors just so we could dramatically swing
Oh,
them
yeah.
open.
The familiar entryway sits before you. The desk or the kind of like large desk at the back where Taste, the tiefling, was speaking to you before. The windows are occupied by a variety of individuals, mainly tiefling, of all shapes and sizes and genders, dancing seductively. They don't really pay you no heed. What sticks out like a sore thumb is the small table with 4 chairs in front of it, 1 chair behind it, and a vase with some dandelions in it in the middle of the room.
Like in the entry hall?
Literally abruptly shoved into the entrance hall, yes.
Cool.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. I heard small table with dandelions on it.
4 chairs in front of 1 chair behind.
Oh. Well, let's sit there then.
As you sit down, Esme, the door that you just entered slams behind you, and you hear a familiar face hear a familiar voice.
I can hear the skin.
Jesus.
You hear clapping as Dandelion enters. It's like, my friends. Congratulations are in order, no doubt. And he gestures to shake all your hands one by one.
I'm okay. I'll do that.
Yeah, if the others do it, I'll
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, it was mostly Risbit. I mean, okay, it was mostly Jermaine, but then Risbit killed Jermaine.
I can't believe I found you here. I had a table set up in your little establishment. I had a nice chat with him. Bertie, I believe is a guy who's made a hefty penny off. He's got a sneezing problem, it seems. But yes, dear Esme, Risbit, Isadora, and Icarus. It appears the nasty boys hold this dear city in its grasp. You must be very proud to cut the heads from all your enemies in a single night. No easy feat. I thought I'd have to come back, but yet here we sit.
Again, we killed one person. He killed many.
The honest hearts were dead by the time we got there.
Oh, they were, yes, perished last night. It was ghastly business. But yes, the shroud infestation is no more. The hearts are no more. All that sits left are a pair of nasty boys, it seems.
A pair?
A pair of pairs. Two
Oh,
twos.
no. That's okay. I was just thinking, it's like, there's 2 more in the town. It's like, where?
It's like, so, suppose by protocol, these are yours. And then from under his palm, he slides a coin towards all of you, kind of those big golden medallions he gave you previously. So congratulations.
Are we the kings of Orion?
Oh, please, no, by all means, don't go down that avenue.
What are these again? Remind me?
Currencies, favors, lives, whichever, what have you. They can be exchanged for goods and services, Miss Tanner. A favor, perhaps, to get you something you need. A life, perhaps, one you want snuffed out or saved, if you feel generous.
I like them. This seems like power. Guys, let's use all 4 to wish for a really big car.
He from under his
He produces a really big car.
You can have like these 4 favors from this like huge web of criminal organizations, or you can trade all in for what's in this box.
The box.
He sits back into the chair, looking you over, and he's like, oh, crosses his leg, knees up quite high. It's almost kind of it certainly looks sarcastically, but he doesn't seem to be wearing a sarcastic expression.
I like the thought that everything he does seems sarcastic no matter what.
That's his resting face.
Him getting stabbed is like, oh, you've slain me. How original.
Oh, how original. Mm.
Nice skin, asshole. Where'd you get that? Real fucking original. He produces from under his palm a set of cards. And is doing that thing where they flick them from side to, the like deck all into one hand, deck on all in the other hand. It's like, are you a fan of games?
Yes.
What's the game?
It depends. These cards are a particular lot. They can, they have 2 functions. They can read your fortune, or they can just be simple playing cards. We could wager for money, for coins to be exact. And like when he says that, like, his spare hand, he flicks up one of the kind of chunkier medallions. It's a simple game, really. What do you say?
Aaron, I have a very important question. What do these cards look like?
Yeah, please describe in great detail.
Oh, they are, from your point of view, jet black, faceless, this like not one feature bar the even coat of matte black paint.
Nope.
I'll play around.
What do you wager, Esme?
I'll wager my new magic coin.
But dear Esme, it's 2 coins in.
But I only have 1.
You have 2, you dumbass.
He gave us 1 the first time.
Okay, cool. Yeah, here are my 2 magic coins.
So,
does that mean I get 4 if I win?
That means you get means you win my 2. So he puts 2 down on the table and like deals them out. And like you look at your hand and it's we'll roll dice in a moment.
I don't care about my hand. I care about my cards.
Okay, now you're definitely that. He puts a coin down and he's like, "Would you like to raise, Esme?"
I had 2, unless I have a third. Do I have a third?
No, I'm afraid you don't. You see, this is the gamble of the game, Esme.
What about, Esme just opens the bag and just, like, pulls something out. It's like, what about this mystery potion?
He's like, oh, it's only a potion of fire breathing, very dull. Now, Esme
hands it to Coda. It's like, Coda.
Now, Esme, you can borrow friends.
No, that's theirs.
Or perhaps you could...
Keep going.
He collects himself. Well, are you a lucky woman, Esme?
No.
Oh, this is... then it is all in my favor.
I'll sorry, just to interject. Coda will like slide one of his coins over to her.
No. Esme sends it back. It's like, Coda, when it comes time for you to get a kill off on someone, you can just use the coin. It's fine.
I'm not a big one for favors and debts and this sort of thing. You can take
what
it.
about 10 years of servitude, huh? Huh, Dandy? You want 10 years of my life? I'll give it to you.
Take the coin, please.
I'm sorry, Esme. If you are down a coin, you may simply buy in if you wish, but if I win this hand, it would mean that you are down a coin, which is down a life, down saving a life, or down a favor, and I suppose...
Is this that movie with Cameron Diaz, The Box?
Fuck no! I've never seen that fucking movie.
You press the button, you get $1 bajillion, but then someone else gets a box and they can press
No!
Do you?
No, it's very much like a coin is worth saving a life, taking a life, or a favor. Or, obviously, services in places that will accept them. But if I win, that means you owe me, Esme. And I can cash that coin in whenever I feel like.
Okay, hold on. How likely is your your requirement be kill any one of the people at this table, or annoy God, and she holds out the rod of Fedor, because this is where I have to draw the line, unfortunately.
He laughs and pushes the rod out of his kind of out of the view. He's like, I have no time for gods, Esme. And as for killing one of your friends, don't be dull. Risk with delight, as is Isadora and Icarus. I wouldn't ask you to take it out.
Yeah, anyone who would try to get someone to kill one of their friends is boring and a jerk. And she's screaming at the ball sword we took.
Ah, yes, the ball sword that's definitely still in the bag. Esme just says, what about this fabulous jar? It once held the head of an alien.
Esme, I'm afraid you're not grasping the situation.
Fine, I'll owe you a favor.
Esme, really? You can have my coin.
Neil, can you roll a D8, a D6, and a D4? As in, roll, add them together.
Esme's neck turns into a long and serpentine thing, and it moves closer to Coda. She just says, well, Coda, imagine the jobs we could do for this crazed man. So it was a D8. No, what?
A D8, D6, and a D4.
If you'd rather owe this man a favor.
Oh, Icarus, where's your yearn for adventure? As the bards of old say, YOLO.
I'm not familiar with that phrase.
Coda, are you worried?
I'm never worried.
Does this make you? I really hope this is
Oh, being indebted to a strange figure. Yes, it's not comfortable.
So it could be upsetting.
That just means you're gonna do it doubly, aren't you? You're just oh god.
Esme gets her face real up close and then gives him a kiss on the nose. It's like, yes. I got a 4. I crit one of my dice.
I beat him.
Esme flips the table.
Nice.
Well, Esme, the cards were in your favor. Fantastic game, old girl. You're winning. Hands Esme back her 2 coins and gives her the additional 3 she has won.
Esme is like, cool, I'm never playing a game of chance again.
I don't suppose I can interest any of you in any...
Absolutely not.
You suppose right.
Not even a future reading. It helped you so well before. It might help again. Who knows?
Risbet, you do it.
No.
Maybe you can
Wait,
earn
was that
back
you?
your hand or your eye.
No, I'm afraid I don't have a puppet on me. Isadora couldn't have been me.
I think it was him.
No? Going once? Twice?
3 times a lady.
He does that slowly ringing his 3rd finger up. He's like, yeah, towards Risbet.
No.
He laughs and he's like, very good, jolly good. He stands up at the register and he's like, well, the Honest Hearts are disbanded. Ruby has thrown in the towel. I was last speaking to her and she was on her way to a ship. I believe she's found some work on a ship, so hopefully that goes well for her and she doesn't drown awfully in the river, in the ocean. They're terrible places. Anyone could fall off one of those boats. And obviously the Shroud person known as Jermaine is dead. So fabulous. And he ends up finishes writing in the giant tome and slams it shut. Is there anything else? For a small price, I could set up a nice little operation in that little basement of yours.
No drugs.
Why did you assume it was drugs, Esme?
Because you were talking to Bertie, who was a notorious drug fiend.
Yes, and I made lots of money over the fact that I sold him baking powder and told him it was his favorite drug. I've made loads of money. What's the issue?
It's a pleasure doing business with you, Dan.
He's like, oh, we'll be seeing each other very soon, I'd imagine, Esme.
Esme raises her hands above her eyes.
Let's go.
Oh, yes, please. Yes.
Nice to see you.
He's like, nice to see
Sorry,
you. he's like, well, I always see you, Esme. Remember, I've got my eye on you, lot. And he flicks the coin and he grabs it in midair, and when he holds it up to his eye, you can see like there's a stencil of an eye on it, and he like smiles and walks off.
Kind of immediately hands his coins to anyone who's standing near him.
Esme says, "Put it on the pile." What is it with everyone that I meet wanting to follow me?
You're too popular.
I don't like it.
Daniel like, leans out from the top window, and he's like, we don't actually. You're not that important. I just like duping nerds into deals. It's really fun.
So I've got Dandelion, who's now following me. I've got
The Shroud.
Kay, who ripped off his own flesh to follow me. I got a sword off X. She wanted to follow me.
Threw that away.
I did. I threw it back into the city, no less. Baal doesn't want to follow me anymore. I think he got the message. The Shroud, the Shroud offered her hand. She wanted to. She seemed to want to still get with this. So who knows? Let's go to our
Also,
bar.
Pelor. You didn't mention Pelor.
I feel like Pelor respects me. I feel like that might be the most dangerous thing I've ever experienced. He's like, no, you don't deserve to just be given things. It's like, I agree. How dare you? She produces the rod and she just gives it a little smooch. And it's like, I love you, God.
The rod remains as it is, cold, metallic, and silent.
Is it what's the thing? It's the inanimate carbon rod. It's like, okay, someone get me out of this flesh pit before I spend all of my magic medallions.
Okay, time to go.
Please.
Darn, Ian.
What?
It might be metagaming, but check to see if Esme's now undead because she stole the pirate gold.
No.
But this is literally your job.
The ball
No,
finger
you
of
fucked up.
metagaming. Thank you, Ian. The ball hand of metagaming points from the ground. It's like, shut up.
Esme gets close to it and she just says,
Pokes her in the eye and
"Take
starts-
me with you." You're the god of murder. You couldn't murder shit.
Okay.
Let's shout at God somewhere else where there aren't naked people everywhere. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
That's like 100% Esme shouting at a gopher.
You return to the Albatross? Question mark?
See.
Yes.
Yeah, as you cross the city, it seems to have stirred down a bit from its jolt of that was the fire in that house. The docks are a little bit more, because I remember you guys saying you want to walk along the docks to the Albatross. The docks are a bit more lively. You see like lanterns on deck of a lot of the ships, and kind of like you can see like portholes on the side of it and such. You can see like the flicker of like flames. Some people are clearly still awake doing who knows what. And it's
Is that incredibly overdressed person here?
no, their ship is not in dock.
Oh, that's sad. I was going to help him find his dog. Oh well. I guess I don't care about the dogs. Let's go.
Those dogs are absolutely dead. Or like
That's-
morphed into those horrible monsters we fought.
That doesn't mean we don't need to find the monsters and kill them.
Exactly, guys. It's like the thing. It's just that one opening shot of the dog running away. Yeah, so you guys, like, again, the city's kind of wind down to its nocturnal state, and the docks are a bit more lively. You know, the gentle, like, noise of, like, you know, the current and the waves, like, crashing up against the docks slightly. Like, you know, not too forcefully. Like, you know, it's a calm night. It's kind of, like, hypnotic and relaxing, and, you know, everything's kind of winding down. Your muscles are starting to get a bit sore from, like, you know, kind of your body realizing, like, whew, we're out of that fight, that sort of thing. But, you know, the Albatross has its lanterns on as it normally does, as it is open, you know, 24/7, so to speak. And as you enter, you are greeted by Kazi, the lovely half-orc mermaid.
Esme waves.
She nods and she's like, "Bosses, boss I, bosses." She's like, there was a weird fellow here earlier looking for you.
We met him in the strange red place instead.
What, the brothel?
Yes.
Bathhouse.
Brothel.
It's a brothel. It's a
Bathhouse.
brothel. I swear we were just looking and Coda told us to go.
She holds up both hands with the mug in the class. She's like, you don't have to explain what you do in the evenings to me. I don't get paid to listen, so.
Yeah, Coda, you don't need to explain it. Why you wanted to go there. He's got like a husband. I don't get it.
Because he's like, congratulations.
Thank you. He's just
She's
like,
I don't
going totally purple.
I don't know what this whole punishment thing you two got going on, but it's cute, but I don't want any part of it, so I'm just gonna go.
Neither do I.
clean
I'm
something
trapped.
with
Please
that.
help me. Please, gods help me.
I mean, you have 2 legs, buddy. You can walk away, she yells as she walks into the back room.
I feel like there should always be someone on the bar. I feel like this is against the store policy. But I'm going upstairs.
Is anyone actually drinking in here?
Oh, this place is dead, man.
Well,
To be fair, there's a lot of construction pieces around the place because you guys did pay to get it a little bit touched up.
oh shit, okay. You actually did it.
I also just remembered that we left like a boule carapace outside, and I just
I think we said
We
it was
never
in the
figured out
room with
what
our
to do.
stuff, but we haven't done anything with it.
I'm gonna sleep under that.
Okay, we going to bed?
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Esme asks Miriam the Mirror Witch to put her into to transform her into bedtime Esme.
Bedsme.
She puts you in a Scrooge get up. Complete with eyeshadow and eyeliner that makes you look like you're in a permanent annoyed face.
Which isn't helped by her permanent annoyed face.
Okay.
You sleep.
Yeah.
You dream.
Oh no.
You awaken.
Oh god.
Vigilance!
Yeah, we
Right.
need to go.
Yes. Where are you?
Is Esme yelling this from her bed?
Yeah. She's just she like knocks on the
Miriam
she
is
knocks
like,
on the
you
wall
have a lot
above
of
her bed.
assumptions.
She just knocks on the wall above her bed. She's like, "Hey, torchbearers of Pelor, are you awake?"
And he's like, darling, you seem to assume that a lot of people revolve around you. It's not healthy, darling.
Oh, Miriam, you'll get used to that. And Isidore hops out of bed.
Esme just sits up and she just looks at Miriam. It's like, "You're right, Miriam."
Around what time in the day is it? Because what time do we get back to the Albatross?
Got back pretty late. I'm going to say it's about 11 a.m. So you guys get dressed and go downstairs for brekkie?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Miriam, the tavern employee, not the mirror, is like, what do you want for breakfast, bosses?
Eggs.
Okay, fresh shipment just came in from the City Watch. We can do that.
No.
Are you not getting your food from the docks?
No, most of these ships have tipped on, apparently. But they a lot of them set sail this morning. Actually, it was actually quite nice to see them all kind of like ship off in unison. There's only 2 or 3 left, I think. So we'll be restocked in Nullheim Delights in probably like a month, maybe, give or take. But yeah, the regular suppliers have finally rolled up, and everything looks legit and not weird looking. So, you want some eggs?
I'll eat some eggs. Guys, I'll eat the food and we'll see if anything happens to me.
I'll eat food too.
Yeah, I'll eat.
As Miri gets your order, Vigilance kind of trots down the stairs in full gear kind of thing, and she kind of like waves as she approaches you.
Hi, Vig.
Good day.
How are you? And how are Race and Graph? Oh my gosh.
Race and Graph.
Race and Graph.
Graph and Race will be down. Everybody seems to be back to their tip-top shape. The other 3 will be down in probably like half an hour or something. So you all were busy last night. I heard you guys come in late.
We went to a brothel to discuss trading favors with a very powerful rogue overlord.
I mean, I never saw the need of such a place, but okay.
Oh, and then also it turns out that our one of our enemies eliminated one of our other almost enemies, and then we eliminated that first enemy. So now we're just the kings of the city.
Well,
Damn last kings.
I mean, I don't think that's how the hierarchy here works, but okay, congratulations on killing a lot of people. Bravo.
Also, I don't know if anyone told you we own this place now.
Nope, no one did. That's interesting. Fair?
Someone let us run a business.
Well, I mean, I suppose it makes sense because I had to verify your actions for that person who was offering the deed, so I don't... Yeah, no, it's kind of weird that I didn't put 2 and 2 together until now. But yeah, I suppose congratulations are in order. Don't tell Wrath. He'll try to get a freebie out of all this.
No, he won't. You see this place? We have to make money.
She's like, yeah, guys, you guys bought a dump. I don't mean to be that guy, but I feel like it's only fair to just be like,
we didn't buy a dump, we earned a dump.
It's a fixer-upper.
Wow.
I mean, who knows? We're meant to be attacking some Mindflayers soon, are we not?
Yes,
who knows,
we
might
have
not
some
all be
information
coming back
about
to no
that.
pubs.
Yes.
Oh yes, do tell.
I think caves down by the bay somewhere. We're gonna go have a look tonight. We've been talking to some of the other
I was way
police
off.
who aren't mind flayers.
Okay. Oh,
Most of them
okay.
are, but some of them aren't, and they're helping us.
We have an idea of where they're based, but it's not 100%. We're like, I'd say 80% sure. Either way, we want to know if you guys are in or not.
All right. Well, I heard a few of them muttering about caves, and I thought it meant caves up in the mountains, and that's what I was trying to do yesterday, was figure out what mountains or caves they could talk about. I didn't even think of caves by the sea. That is, well, I was grossly inaccurate. Okay. And she sits down beside you guys because you can stand. Right, okay. You were saying you were speaking to some City Watch folk who you are certain aren't these things?
Yep.
All right, okay. And we're all going to go there as one big happy murder family?
I mean, that's the plan. We don't know, we don't really know what to expect going down there. As far as what we're guessing is that it's going to be this big nest that they're based in. So we want to make sure we're prepared to take care of it properly.
Oh, sorry. She nods. She's like, "No, that makes sense. You don't want to walk into this, with a half sharpened blade. You gotta. Yeah, no, I agree. Well, the others are back in their regular selves, so you can count on our blades to aid you in this endeavor.
Great.
I don't think we have much left to prepare. We should just go and start scouting the bay, I suppose.
Let's do that. Let's rent a boat.
I don't know if we'll need a boat.
You think the cave is accessible by a boat?
We don't know. That's what we're going to
fair.
do. We're going to go around the bay today and see what we can see.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Will we accompany you in a separate boat, or will we scan the shoreline on foot?
How about you guys? Do you guys want to wait until we find out where we have to go, and then we can tell you and our other allies?
All right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't really know if this is possible. Are you able to walk beneath the water without much difficulty?
What are you implying?
I just was thinking that perhaps if it's a cave in the bay, in the cove, that perhaps it might only be accessible at certain tides. When the water goes
get
out.
the Warforged. She doesn't need to breathe. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's fine. Yeah, I'll do that. I kid, Coda. No, that makes logical sense. I
just mean if we don't see anything from the boat, that maybe you might be able to see it from. But I didn't.
No, that's I can get
No, go on, Coda. Tell her how you really feel.
This is a strategic suggestion.
Oh, you didn't hear. As Coda stutters, the pattern of his stutters are met on the stairs as Wrath and Grace, gingerly almost skipping with glee, descend from the steps and approach the table. Well, it's a case of they land and look around and see that the only booth, which is pretty much the booth only anybody ever uses, it seems, is indeed occupied by the party and Vigilance, so they kind of wave and approach.
Oh, thank God, it's a distraction. Hello.
Hi.
Wrath nods and Grace oh, hey. So, Vigilance was saying that you guys have a battle plan?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Who we
And we
how hard are we hit them? Yeah.
We say the same thing again.
Yeah. And Vigilance yeah, no, I think I could get a hook and a rope and use that to climb back up if I need to. And Wrath is well, if you get stuck down there, I ain't going in after you. I got, and he wallops basically his plate armor or his heavy armor. It's not necessarily plate.
Perhaps it's better if we just sort of we can go scout now, and then when the tide goes out, we can scout again rather than risking anything too dangerous.
So you want us to sit tight and wait for your signal?
I don't make decisions.
I mean, we're going. Actually, yeah, Cody, you're the leader.
No, not.
Okay, look.
when Izzy says that, the biggest wolf's grin spreads across Rat's face, and he's just just kind of I think where you kind of looking and try to looks at Coda, and he's just
Okay, look. Basically, we're gonna scout out the bay. Our signal will be to come back here and get you guys. Then we'll bring you to meet the city watch, and then we'll all head in together. And if maybe we'll have to organize boats if that's why we're getting in, maybe we can go by the coastline. That's what we're going to try to find out.
They nod and they're all right. Wrath is makes sense.
If we run into any trouble before we can get word back to you, perhaps Isadora can contact you and you can come meet us.
Yeah, we'll sharpen up and check the straps over a few times and be ready to rock.
Now, hopefully that won't be necessary, and we'll be walking back in the door to talk to you more than anything.
It's good to prepare for the worst, though.
Okay.
Yeah, they nod and they're all right, and they order breakfast with you guys too, and it's basically you have breakfast and just shoot the shit. Anything specific people wish to say, they may say it now, or forever hold your peace.
As I got to tell them about meeting the messenger, but like the way I say it versus the way she says it is very different. Because Esme more tells them a story, and she's like, "Hey, like this really cool thing happened. I don't think we ever talked about it. I met this person," and she does the whole thing, and it's really quite nice. But the way I say it is very like, "Yeah, remember that time she met a part of God?" She tells her God-fearing friends that.
I mean, this is the first time we've seen them. Like, this is the first time we've seen them since
Potentially
that
ever.
happened.
We could have hallucinated all of this.
Cool. Anyway, this is the first time we've seen them since it went down, but obviously we had to deal with the whole thing with them first. So, okay.
They when Esme regales this story in pure Esme flavor, Grace and Vigilance are, not wide-eyed, but listening with like, oh, really, really. Wrath does not look moved, nor he's hiding it pretty well. But like Esme's passive insight can pick up that he is not happy with the mention of Messenger.
Esme will note that for later to ask him at a time when it might seem a bit more.
I can't wait for you to ask him in like 20 minutes when you're on the precipice of like the Mindflayer case. Like, hey, Raph, why do you not like Messenger? Bye!
I mean, no, it's not what's gonna happen.
Okay.
But Esme makes like a face at him, but it's not like an angry face. It's more just a like a bit, and then she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna pass over that moment." And yeah, she just talks about God for a little while. Oh, she tells them about Baal, the god of murder, and she tells them about the Shroud and how that's gone. She just kind of puts it all out there. It's like, yeah, it was a bit wild,
Grace and Vigilance are kind of like what? Ugh, what? Like to Baal, the Baal story, the Shroud story. They're kind of like, I mean, she certainly sounds like a god that we haven't heard of, but now we do. But at the mention of Baal, like, oh my gosh, what? And like at every like increasing like, and then we talk to Baal again. Like you can see like veins on Wrath. Yeah, like you can see like veins on Wrath's neck just like popping up with increasing like intensity, and then it's like, and he's dating my sister. It's just like he's probably gonna have an aneurysm soon or something god awful. He's gonna die from like just like heart failure.
And I just heard it's like, okay, apparently I'm not waiting for this. It's like, Wrath, is everything okay?
I just find it interesting that you would carry a relic of the Sun Father and yet converse with such a wretched beast that is Baal.
I agree. However, I am also a long-lived, very mortal woman, and I feel like it's necessary to, speak before you potentially get yourself axed in the face. Because, like, if they are gods, they can probably kill me. And I wouldn't ask Pelor to just be like, hey, undo that or anything, because that's not how gods work. Well, at least the good ones. Like, the bad ones would probably want to kick ass. And that's quite scary.
Also, with all due respect, in Esme's defense, they bothered us first.
Yeah, like in fairness,
we didn't approach them.
Like, I didn't consider asking Pelor to intercede when Baal said, "Here, slay one of your friends in their sleep."
Esme, you spy at the notion of the concept of Pelor intervening. Like you can see like a twitch in Rat's like neck, not like in the same sense of like the Baal stuff, but just like you notice, like Esme will remember that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think now is the time to leave him alone and let him just process his emotions. Yeah, let's go out to sea.
I also mentioned offhand that we communed with the machine god, if that means anything to anybody. Anyone wants to have a freak out about that?
Wrath and Grace would be like, wow, okay, like they would both do that like cartoonishly, like wow, kind of holy shit, what? And Vigilance would kind of be like very much like lean forward just to want to know, but like is pretty much like Pelor's my homeboy, but I'm a curious gal, that sort of thing.
Machine God's your side piece.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, curious.
Vigilance is like hashtag side god hoe culture.
Oh God. Let's go to the sea.
Yeah.
Under the sea, you guys arrive at the docks. The sun is high. Low hanging fruit, but not as high as me. Oh yeah, 4:30. Whoa, I sniff marijuana.
Sniff marijuana every day.
Guys, you know, I mean, I was about to say you guys don't have a boat, but then I remembered
Risbet has a foldable boat.
Has a foldable galleon.
I do. It's mine.
You can't have it.
The only rentable shop is like, rent a boat, 10 grand, and Risbet's like, guess we're gonna have to come up with that 10 grand, eh, guys?
No, they have to come up with it. I have my boat.
That's fair. I think it takes 3 forms. It's like a little dinghy, like a small enough rowboat. I think it fits like 6 people, and I think you can. The third version is like not a full blown like galleon, but I think it's like a pretty big boat that fits like 15 or something like that.
What size do you guys think we should make this boat?
If we're like scoping around and trying to like find a place, I think we should go small. I don't want to be noticed.
It's like the dinghy.
Okay.
Would that fit 4 people?
And with Risbet, is your size small in the statistics? Or is it like
small or tiny? Hold on.
I think you're small. I don't think you're tiny. Tiny's like a pixie.
Yeah,
tiny. Yeah, I think I'm just tiny. I'm small. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, no, because like I was gonna say even narratively, hold on. I got folding boat up here. 1 second, guys.
Yeah, I think I'm small.
Yeah. Okay. No. I wasn't sure if it was 3 medium creatures, but the like level 1, I suppose, boat. The first command word can turn the boat into a 10 feet, 4 feet wide, and 2 foot deep boat that has 1 pair of oars, an anchor, a mast, a lateen sail, and the boat can hold up to 4 medium creatures, so comfortably. So you guys are fine. I was going to say I thought it was 3, but I was like, because Riz is a bit small, like he can kind of sit near the front of the boat, near the was it bow? Yeah. But yeah, geez, the second one has like a deck cabin and like can hold up to 15 medium creatures comfortably. That's wild. It's deadly cool.
Cool.
But yes, if you want to go small, then it would be the first boat. But you guys are fine.
Yeah.
It's like, do you essentially do that, Ian?
Do that boat.
Yeah, cool. Essentially, you guys walk down to the kind of sandy beach bit of the dock, and that's off to the side, kind of a bit more to the south, like around here. It's kind of the most accessible, and well, actually, no, you could probably walk down to the docks, like the actual like docking area, because it'd be scratch that. You guys walk down to the dock area, and Risbet activates it's kind of like a Pokeball, like speaks the command word and throws it into the water, and like falls out kind of like perfectly. And before you is a mighty fine ship that has a floating keyboard. And please enter ship name here. Kind of like pop up.
Risbet ship.
It is 100% locked in as Risbet.
Yes, that's Risbet.
But it's written like in Comic Sans in like not like a shade of red, as in like the RGB red, like full red, just like Risbet ship, all lowercase, everything.
Suppose it'll do. I get it, my ship.
Okay, guys, who is rowing? Oh my god, Goblin is just Comic Sans.
Yeah, it's just common, but in Comic Sans.
I've never been in a boat.
Nor have I. Well, Rook rowed us that one time in the Red Forest, but we didn't row. I don't know how to row. Does anyone know how to row?
No. I I can try.
I learned how to sail like a real person.
Esme, you're posh. You should know how to row.
That's what I said. I learned how to sail, not to row.
But you're posh. Do you know how to row?
I'll try. As
I'll also
like,
try.
oh my
Seems
god.
like a lot of arm strength required.
Is anyone trained in vehicles, open bracket, water, close bracket?
No.
Absolutely not.
So we're going to get a strength check without proficiency to see how well this goes.
Okay.
No. Esme says, yeah, I can definitely do this. I do CrossFit.
Oh god. That statement aged me 2 years.
You could have killed her, and you keep not doing it.
I mean, yeah, because why would I have killed her? She survived. Moving on. Okay, Esme, it's literally a case of you're not feathering the oar. You're putting too much strength on your dominant hand, so you're causing the boat to spin.
What does that mean?
Feathering the oar. Okay, never mind. It's essentially.
I don't know anything about boats IRL either.
Okay, sorry. Feathering the oar is when you pull the oar up out of the water, you make it go flat instead of upright. So like it's kind of like half aerodynamics, half efficiency, and like it cuts back into the water, and then you twist it back and then pull. Yeah, I did rowing for years. Cool. Yeah, it's basically just effective rowing. It's like feathering, I believe it's called. Oh, that's what we got yelled at for fucking years. That's why anytime I see someone rowing and they're not feathering, I'm like, you're not feathering. I had to live through this. But yeah, Esme, you're putting too much dominance on your good hand, and it's kind of causing the boat to go in circles because you kind of have to get an even spread of rowing.
Oh no! Someone else take this.
Apparently, we all did.
Every part of me wants to be like, roll to stand up and not fall in. Hold on, is everybody rolling?
We all tried.
We've all taken a go.
It's like a bad MMO that you all run up and go to activate the one item at once, and the whole server goes crazy. So it's like everybody's doing the rowing animation. But between all these, I don't know how the strength translates. You yell encouragement.
I mean, I reckon we all just have a go, because we're all just like, well, no one knows what they're doing, so let's all try and figure it out together.
Exactly. It's a team effort, and it's awful. Like, from the sidelines, Vigilance is sitting on a bench being like, what the fuck are you people at? But you eventually, through all the power of the rolls and friendship, by the power of friendship, guys, you get the boat a-rowing. Now, who is the navigator on this fine cruise?
I'll do
survival.
it.
I mean, since you're not trained in navigator's tools, it will just be a flat survival check, friend.
Give me a second. No proficiency.
No, it'll just be your survival skill. You won't add tools plus blah blah blah.
Yeah. Oy.
We're ahead at
just starts
sea.
shouting, stroke.
Oh, but it's lit. But like, see, Risbeth's literally told.
Can.
It's like Risbeth's told. It's like, over there, guys, and they all run over, and it's just like Risbeth. It's just open water, and he's like, I have one eye.
This is very quickly going to turn into the Rum Ham episode of It's Always Sunny.
Oh god, yeah.
Risbeth is the Rum Ham.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
god! I'll try?
It's a case of like Risbeth's like, there, no, and Isadora's like, let me go.
No, there.
We're now quite far out at sea and have no landmarks left.
And it's like going left and right, like it's swaying up and down. Like all the remaining sailors are just sitting on their boat with like spyglass and being like, oh, I give you 5 gold if they fall in. Coda Vogues as he points, like, one leg up on the, like, it's literally any George Washington painting with a boat, and he's like, there, men. And he points to, points and like, aha, and you guys end up rowing along the coastline. You guys go south. You see beach, all this beach. Oh, sand gets in the cracks, Star Wars references. And can I have perception checks now, friends, as we get to the Get to the looking.
You guys can do those.
I'll try.
I'm good at boat.
Get it? Good at both, but also boat. But also, Neil, why do you sound so far away?
I got a 12.
Sorry, I muted a conversation on my phone on Facebook, and like when the mute was done, instead of just leaving it be, it just decided to send me all 300 messages I missed at once. So my phone's just been like about to take off. Don't know fucking why. But anyway, Isadora, Coda, your eyes scan the horizon underneath. Anywhere that might be like, is this a coastal thing, an underwater thing? Like you're looking down, you're looking up, you're looking across the shoreline. And you do spy a few things, but we'll get to that when we tell Esme. Esme, you've seen nothing. It's all beach and cliff faces to you, buddy. The water looks murky and green. Doesn't look that clean. Because you're quite close to the city as it is, so there's probably a little bit of pollution, that sort of thing. Which is real, guys. Come on, don't throw stuff in the docks. It's not cool. Moving on. But guys that are Isadora and Icarus, you spy a cave on the shoreline that looks like it's quite like maybe an hour or two. Nah, probably like hour and a half. You gauge hike, because of the like rocky terrain and like the difficult terrainness of it, basically. But it looks pretty feasible. It looks like the cave mouth is wide, and you can kind of see marks in the sand near it. Because you guys, I'd say, like, would be close enough to the shore to have a gander, and like, you know, you kind of like, is there marks on the sand? It kind of looks like footprints, but at this distance, we can't be sure. Sure, because of the shore.
Ha 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 ha.
Lots of good puns today, lads.
Nautical and team, boys, yeah.
If we... How close would we have to be to make out properly what these marks were?
Essentially, you would have to give me another strength check to like navigate to it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's you're fine. Like it's not the most clean cut of a job, but you know you're fine. You're fine. You're like, hold on, guys, I'll get us closer, kind of thing. You jump down, and excited to have a go at this again, kind of thing. But you like, you know, again, you guys aren't. None of you guys are sailors. Like this, it's effectively your first time properly rowing yourselves, kind of thing. But you're fine. You're fine. You get there eventually. But essentially, you guys give me another perception check to identify things. Icarus, you can indeed spy that they are 100% footprints coming and going from this cave.
Couple of sets of footprints, or
several sets, yeah. Sorry, maybe not coming and going. You wouldn't be able to spy that, but there is certainly a lot of traffic near this cave.
cool.
If you were standing at the docks, would you be able to see this cave, or is it kind of tucked away?
It's kind of tucked away. As you'd be very like, okay, you go probably like half an hour that way, and then like 40 minutes to the right. You know, just keep to the cliff face, that sort of thing, and you'll come to like a little alcove beach, and it's right there, that sort of thing.
So is it kind of the thing where you'd know where it was if you were looking?
Yeah, oh yeah, like if you guys just literally follow the edges of the coast from Orion and that, like going south, you'd come to it like naturally anyway. It's just you guys would probably navigate to it quicker now that you kind of like, you know where you're kind of going. It's like, oh, it's a little beach off to the left. You just follow the cliff face, effectively, that sort of thing.
Okay, so we have an option at least. It looks pretty like this looks like the place.
I'm wary of scouting too much more in case we do run into anything. So maybe we should just go and regroup and check it out
Yeah,
together.
I don't want to tip them off or anything.
I agree.
Cool, guys.
Yeah,
Give me one last roll to get you home, effective.
Strength?
Yep.
Not I.
I'll try.
After some fumbling and like, oh, it's not doing too good, Risbet's like, oh, may I have a whack at it? And, after some time, you guys, not the most graceful docking, but you guys roll up in Orion once more sometime later. The boat, as you guys get off it, like returns to its original form and like zips out of the water and Risbet catches it, that sort of thing. And you guys find yourself at the docks. It's 10:30 exactly. We'll break for a couple of minutes. Ian, you're dipping off, yeah?
Yeah, we're stepping off.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay,
Man. That's
good
cool.
luck, man.
Good
Okay,
night.
look after yourself.
Good luck, buddy. I'm sure we'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, see you on Saturday.
Yeah, see you on Saturday, buddy.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Okay, guys, I'm
Cool,
just going
I'll
to
put
run
us
and
on
get
break.
water and I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah, same. Back in a minute.
I was gonna say something. Wasn't important.
Oh god, I
yeah.
didn't know my cat was in the room and he just like crawled across my foot and I thought I was being murdered. Ugh. Cat, how could you?
Wow, okay. I found out that okay, that's okay. I'm not going to give out about that on the internet, but because D&D Beyond will who knows? But you can just buy the subclass you're using for $2, which is actually pretty fucking
can
good.
you?
Yeah, if you let me just
Where?
I'm gonna pull a Sam Riegel here and get sued by Geek and Sundry and D&D Beyond. D&D no, if you click into the marketplace, Laura,
Yeah.
then you click into view the book. It says add to cart, but if you, like me, accidentally scroll down because you hit the mouse wrong, you could actually buy things individually.
Oh,
So
so you
if
just buy the
you-
things you
yeah.
need.
So yeah, I guess if you
I
could
might do
find-
that.
But in saying that, like, if you were to fully build your character and it was going off the stuff that isn't free, you'd have to build buy the class, the individual backstory, the individual like feats,
Right,
like,
yeah.
which is grand. But like, I mean, it's $6, which is like
When I
€4.
search like Gunslinger on the app, nothing comes up, so I don't know if it's there.
That's interesting.
It's
Also,
almost like it's a fake class.
Can't find the Taldore book either.
I could have swore that was on it. Maybe I misheard Matt Mercer. Who knows?
Maybe Matt Mercer is a liar.
I mean, I literally stole his card using system when you did it, but like the D8, the D6, and the D4 is a good system. Maybe he's using a different one. I don't know, but it's the only time I've ever seen someone play cards, and I was like, oh, that's just a fun way to do it instead of just roll a D6 and see who rolls higher. Yeah, it's not here. Weird. Oh well. Yeah, but the turtle package is there, guys. The turtles.
What's a turtle?
It's an upright turtle folk who
And
have
like
little
back
beards.
to your cats.
Oh, it's like a
Turtles are
turtle
turtle
man.
people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they got
The
little chin,
TMNT.
yeah, they got little chin beards, and
New
they probably
playable
hit you with a
race,
stick.
turtle. Wow.
It's
Have we talked about turtles
Gunway.
before?
Kung Fu Panda.
This is the first I'm hearing of them.
Then I just had really interesting deja vu.
Moving on, friends, you find yourself on the docks. Seagulls chirp. Pirates, no, not really pirates. Sailors, decent, honest, hardworking sailor folk. Laugh. Well, I don't know. I don't know what sailors do. Weirdos. What do you do?
Esme produces the horn of summoning horse, and summons her horse.
I thought you were about to throw a hydra somewhere.
Same.
Oh shit! Yeah, I have Hydrate to throw out later.
You summon forth your horsey horse. Where does you go?
I point the horse at the water. You're made of water. Can you like go on water?
No.
No.
Oh, that's way better. Nay. Fucking.
Can you like
inspiration?
Yeah.
He does like they like whip their neck around and like, I'm a fucking horse, bro.
You're made of water.
And you're made of skin. Skin can fly under the right conditions. Can you fly?
No, because they don't have feathers. Duh.
Feathers are skin.
Well, feathers are what make birds fly. Everyone knows that.
Oh my god, when does your gap year from daddy fucking end?
And the DM finally sacks up and kills Esme. No,
I mean, fail a goddamn whiz save in about an hour, and we'll see who's alive then. Motherfucker.
I'll probably never die twice to a Mindflayer. But Esme just says, it's like, oh, well, I thought that would work. And then I return him to his demonic prison.
He goes back to the
I
pub,
thought
huh?
you'd not have to.
Wait, Neil, were you trying
shake
to were you trying to traverse the water easily?
I thought that the horses could pull the water cart.
Yeah, no, but Neil, that's what I'm asking. Were you trying to get around the water easy?
Yes.
Shame you don't have a cloak on your back that could do this. Just that.
No, because see, that wouldn't do just that. That would allow me to swim without issue. I was going to get the
At
horse
60,
to pull the
at
boat.
60 feet around. Okay.
I was going to get the horse to pull. Because don't we have like a lot of people who are coming with us who also do not possess the cloaks that we possess?
I mean, you can just follow the cliff face.
Everybody, we're going to the cliff, not the mine. You're not invited.
Yeah, like following the cliff face on the side along the coast is easy as fuck, man.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, can I put up a sign outside the Albatross that says "Juicy Brain Party at the Cliff"?
I mean, it's your character, buddy. I'm not going to tell you how to run it. If you'd like to do that, simply declare it.
Esme goes back into the Albatross and sees who's behind the bar.
Miriam.
Miriam, hi. We've been trying to think of some ways to get some good marketing going. You know, get the team, get us all out there and get people to see who we are.
I'll have like a 2-for-1 night or a girls' night or a...
Yeah, like we're stuff like that. But what we need to do is to start by making connections. I'm going to hold a networking event out on a local cliff, and I'd like you to put up a sign for me just outside the Albatross, and I'd like it to say "Juicy Brain Party at the Cliff."
Okay, you're the boss.
Miriam, I'm going to see that you get paid double for today's work for putting up with this.
Okay.
Esme leaves. Don't worry, guys. All of the Mindflayers are coming.
The torchbearers were like, whoa, okay. Well.
My torchbearers, get out of the pub. Come on, we're going.
What time is it?
Midday.
What time did we say we were going to meet everyone at? Are we going like
Nighttime.
now?
Oh. But in the darkness, the Mindflayers are scarier. If we attack them during the day, then they'll turn to dust in the sunlight.
I mean, Nick, you could always just go to the dainty dinghy and chance your arm.
Maybe after Mindflayers. No, that's yeah. Is there anything? Is there anything else anybody wants to do before?
I don't even know if it's going to work, but Darren, is there a library in town?
Oh, we're going to the Mages Guild.
Hey, look at that. Neil took the words out of the DM's mouth. There's not necessarily a library, but you would know that a Mages Guild will probably possess one.
Do we know if the Mages Guild library is open to members of the public?
You would not know a yes or no to that answer.
Okay. What I'm thinking is that if anyone has information on what these things are and what they're weak to, it could possibly be the mages or their library at least. So I think we should at least try to... No, we can't do that. What wizard?
Go on, add your place.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Alexius?
He'll get us in.
Oh, Alexius.
Alexius.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no, Alexius. Oh. He was there in Dagda, but when the siege went down, he is a question mark on the NPC.
I mean, if
list.
he's not dead, he's in the hand now. So either way, like.
He's dead to
Continue,
us.
friends. What is your line of thinking, Jermaine?
My line of thinking is hopefully get into the Mage's library, look up stuff about Mindflayers, just to see if anything can give us an advantage.
All right. Do you guys press on?
Research trip. Coda's instantly excited. Mages Guild.
Can we go to the Mages Guild via the mayor's house, not into the house, just to see if someone has actually gone into the mayor's building?
Yeah.
So we go left from the Albatross and then southwest to the Mages Guild.
Sorry, my Roll20 is going crazy, guys. Hello?
It's just left and down, Darren.
Left and down!
Left and down.
What are you guys doing?
Swinging by the mayor's house and then going to the Mages Guild.
Yep, well, as you walk across it, the gates are closed. 2 sentries stand watch, and they ominously eye you in unison, as if almost robotic in nature.
Hey, officers. Where's the mayor?
Meeting with some representatives from the capital. What is it to you, citizen?
I was just trying to remember what the mayor's name was. I have this degenerative memory disease, and I've forgotten what his name is.
Dear God.
Sounds awful, madam. The mayor is not other than Dolan Talon, a dragonborn, if that helps.
Wait, was it a dragonborn?
Yeah.
That
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it? I thought he was... No, that was the sheriff.
Oh, right.
He was a dragonborn.
Esme says, "Okay, but what happened to the window? I was concerned about the mayor's safety because I heard he fell out.
Perhaps you should come inside and talk about it with him."
No, we're busy. We're going to not the Mages Guild. So we're going to go feed our delicious, juicy brains with knowledge.
Fare thee well, Miss Nilo.
That's you are a Mindflayer standing outside. And I know that. And I know that you know that I know that. And what I got to say to you is, you're never going to get this succulent, juicy brain buns. You're not going to get them, sir. You know why? Because you're weak ass, and I'm leaving. And Esme turns away.
You descend upon the Mages Guild. Yes,
We
you
do.
were going, or-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I knock on the door.
Yeah, a very, very large kind of building. It's gated, there's a fence at the gate, but the gate is open, welcoming. It's quite nice. The garden is well attended. There's nice flowers. There's even birds chirping. It's very picturesque. The window is the windows are kind of stained glass and very decorative and display mages in practice, and it's very much just look at us, we're mages, we're class, books are cool. The stonework is exquisite. The red oak trimmings on everything is very nice. It's all very nice. The area everywhere looks of high quality and top shelf stuff. You knock on the door, did you say, Esme?
Yes.
You just hear a enter.
Ooh, it's mysterious. It might be a real wizard. Esme opens the door. Great wizard! We've traveled far across the lands of Oz and we need your help.
Inside is a room illuminated by both the daylight and soft burning, what seem to be ever burning torches, in the sense that they clearly, the flame they're producing is clearly magical in nature. Flying books gingerly float overhead. A very tall, pointy mustache, or pointy chin and twirly mustache, grey-haired man stands behind a table. in robes that you've not seen in a long time, in a traditional Mages Guild robe that is now has since been replaced with the hand uniform. Stands opposite you and beckons you forth a very long, counterproductive nails. They seem to have a purple and yellow kind of swirly design in them, and painted. There's kind of seating areas. Fountains float, and like the water is flowing, but in like the shape of a dragon and such. It's all very like, ooh, we do magic.
Guys, did you know we do magic?
Guys, hi, I'm the magic man. It's almost you are hit with a. Yeah, they were pretty cool people. Fucking love us. What can I do for you?
We're here to request access to the library, please.
The public library. Yes, very good.
No, we need the private one. We need all of the information you've got.
Are you members of the guild?
Esme produces one of her gold medallions and she says, I think we can make a deal.
Keep your petty bribery attempts and leave.
Esme takes a second coin out.
We'd like to use the public library, please.
He doesn't look at it. He's like, madam, if you do not remove those coins, I will be forced to remove you post-haste.
Esme puts away both of her coins and she says, if Vern was here, she would have laughed.
I don't know what a Vern is. It's a public library, madam.
Esme internally starts screaming at this man about how amazing Vern is, and then remembers Vern is in hell and says, so she stopped.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do something about that eventually. Anyway.
That's her husband's problem.
It's our problem too.
No, it isn't.
Yes,
the
it is.
problem right now is getting books. Coda, convince this man with knowledge that you deserve a book.
I mean, Isadora was mid-question.
That's true. Isadora, use your charms.
No, he's just like, you want something and your friend's been yelling at my face. The public library, is it?
Yes, please.
Fabulous. It is to your right. He gestures and it's like one of those like camera pans and it's just this massive archway and it has like, really lovely writing that just says like public library.
Okay, let's go.
But before we go, I'm gonna chance my arm and I'm gonna say to him, do you offer access to the private library for members of other guilds, or is it specifically the Mages Guild?
The Guild of Mages. What would a traveller like you want with a private collection anyway?
No, just the name of research, sharing
Just
your knowledge.
hungry for knowledge.
Yes, quite.
Just like shove the other towards the public library before A, anyone said anything else, or B, he stopped judging us.
Hey, one of these days, my background fucking writ is gonna come in handy. One of these days.
I mean,
you could go to the Mechanist
I don't think the
Guild.
Mechanist Guild's gonna have books on Mindflayers.
Sorry, you're not a member of the Guild of Knowledge. Says the man behind the counter. But as you enter the public library, it is as if a garden itself had been animated. The couches sit in between like flowing grass, and it's almost like wild animals that, as they run across, they shimmer, which lets you know that they are indeed illusions, but seem to be acting as if real. One can sit and gingerly read, in soft air, like soft couches, armchairs, or even just lie on the grass. That's probably not real. Who knows? As wild animals come up to you and sit with you and read with you, and you can sit in more private locations and floating chairs. And there's again water fountains that float and take on the shapes of mighty serpents and winged beasts as these bookcases line the walls. And essentially there are these gems that float in pedestals before a lot of the bookcases, and you can see that once you can basically spy perhaps an initiate. You're not too sure. They definitely have the same kind of colored robes as the individual at the front desk. Seems to rotate this kind of diamond-shaped gem that's floating in front of the bookcase, and when they rotate it, you see a rune kind of like glows, and like the bookcase itself kind of like whisks up as if on like a massive conveyor belt, like a rotating cylinder, and like it kind of like as it goes up, it kind of fades away, and another one slaps down, and they're like, here it is, and they're kind of like ginger, like happily going about their business, but. There seems to be a case of like you can rotate bookcases in and out of existence, perhaps? Question mark.
They're using this big crystal to rotate them?
Yeah, well, it's not a big crystal. It's like the size of your fist, but like all these like rows and rows of bookcases seem to have one at the start, kind of like at the edge of it, so you can like swap them out.
Okay, I'm just gonna start looking among the shelves for Mindflayers, essentially.
Investigation.
Okay, Isadora, look under M for Mind Flayers.
Okay.
Coda, you look under B for brains, and I look under T for tentacles.
They might have a sort of specific section on beasts or other
Yeah,
beings. I don't know. I could have a look, ask an initiate.
Okay, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna look under T for tentacles.
Give me an investigation check then, buddy.
I'll go approach one of the initiates and see if I can get some information.
Would there be initiates here?
Well,
we just saw one, didn't we?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, there's certainly like a low-ranking individual, perhaps.
Yeah, but he might know about indexing or the Dewey Decimal System, so I'll go ask him.
Yeah, you tap him on the shoulder and he turns around. He's got massive spectacles on, and he's like, "Oh yeah, hello."
Oh, sorry for interrupting you. So, I was just wondering, where do you keep your books on mythical beasts and creatures, that sort of thing? Do you have a section for that?
Yeah, there's a few books on like dragons and like wolves and like the standard stuff, but like the fancy stuff's in like the the private collections. Isadora, you find nothing on Mindflayers. Esme, you find questionable reading material involving a lot of tentacles and a lot of individuals enjoying themselves.
Why do they have that in the Mages library?
They're all fucking sexually repressed nerds.
Darren, I'd like to look under.
Public library has small.
That's true.
Yeah. How else do they get their crowds? What was that, Neil?
There's lots of mangoos in the public libraries now. Darren, I'd like to look under B for brains.
Give me another roll.
Not finding much.
I'm gonna ask this initiate. How does one get entry to the private library? I'm here on a research trip. I've been sent from the Mechanist Soul to collect some materials.
Deception.
Oh God.
Esme, you find a lot of books with questionable material involving brains.
What? I suck. I thought it was worth trying.
He's like, yeah, right, buddy. You don't look like no mechanist. He's like, yeah, you're dirty enough to be one, but I don't think. No, nice joke, buddy. And he kind of like takes like a few steps back.
I would try, but like I have shit all in any charisma skills. I don't think I'll be able to do anything, so I guess I'll just leave.
I mean, I know it's not the DM's power or job to interject, but weren't you just complaining about having a writ proving you from the mechanists?
I know I do, but like, if this dude, okay, well he seems to hate the mechanists. I mean, I'll try it. I have no
mechanist. He just doesn't believe you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'll show him the writ.
He's like, oh, that looks kind of legit. And he's like, may I? And he like kind of was like, can I inspect it? Yes, Esme.
Does he have a ring of keys on his belt?
Ooh, good idea.
Perception check, buddy.
Are all of you so unprofessional to research associates from other guilds?
He's like, I'm sorry, sir. You just don't look like your bog standard, inventor monkey. It's cool. Yeah, like, I'm sorry, but your guild means diddly squat in our guild. But I think you can apply for like certain like grants, or like I think if you could, I don't know.
Well, we had an arrangement. I was to get these books.
Books on what exactly?
Not something I would be discussing with initiates. I thought I'd be talking to someone a bit more superior.
I hope you get stabbed in the neck.
I'm trying.
He's like, you know what, mister? There's the front desk. Go talk to them. And he turns on his heel and leaves.
Yeah, it's worth a try.
As he turns with a flourish, does he jingle with the sound of keys?
Yes.
Can I see them, or can I just hear them?
You can see what looks like the edge of a ring of perhaps keys jutting out from the left butt cheek kind of area.
Can I stealth and then sleight of hand them off his butt?
You may indeed try such a maneuver.
So what do I need to do? Do I need to stealth and then...
You need to stealth and then... Yeah.
Yeah.
You are indeed sneakily sneak.
Ooh.
I firmly grasp his left butt cheek.
He yelps and turns and is like, he's redder than Coda. And he's like, that is highly... Get out.
Esme just says, "Oh, sorry, I thought this was like the bathhouse, but for nerds."
He's like, and he looks down at his hip and he's like, you were trying to take my ring of keys, weren't you?
No, I was trying to grab that hot piece of ass.
He looks at Esme and like you can see the red from like the unasked for groping has changed to more like red of anger, and he's like, Kenneth, we have thieves at our midst. And the tall pointy chinned man appears at the door and he's like, get out.
Kenneth, hold on.
As you say that the water that was serpents and mighty beasts of the air begins to twist and turn, and you see it start to form two water elementals, and he's like, get out.
Okay, but we're trying to save the town from Mindflayers, and they like juicy brains, and wizards have juicy brains.
I will ask ye third and final time, and after that, we are within our right to dispose of you as we see fit.
I mean, there's no mayor in this town. Esme is saying this as she leaves because she's there's no mayor in this town because we dispatched with the fucking Mindflayer that replaced your shitty ass mayor, and then we continue to dispatch with Mindflayers, and we also saved the town from giants. But no, who's got to listen to us? We own a fucking business in this town. What the fuck does it matter if we want to try and save people? You fucking wizard ass pricks! And then she just leaves.
Isadora's still like in the stocks of shells, and she hears this and is like, okay, I guess we're going then.
Esme like just shouts and is like, I hope tentacle monsters do eat your brains because they'll probably choke on some stupid.
Compelling and rich as always. As you leave, we see the young initiate approach Kenneth. He's like, she touched my bottom. and Kenneth's like, ugh, commoners. And he's like, one of them is a mechanist. And he's like, ugh, heathens. Ugh. And he's like, well, we'll have to disinfect the whole building again.
Is this fucking like some weird Ned Flanders situation?
Oakley's nice screamo music starts playing in the background.
When Esme's called a commoner, her head does the exorcist spin, and she just looks
Kenneth is
weird.
at the door, like, make a move, motherfucker. You will get 3
Esme,
steps before I put you 6 feet under.
Esme just says, "It's like, no, I think you're very good at your job. Honestly, if I could, I'd give you a round of applause." And she just like looks at Isadora and is like, "Isadora, destroy it."
I walk out of the building. I walk away. This plan failed.
Over Kenneth's shoulder at the initiative, I'm just like, I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter to your superior, and then walk away.
Kenneth's like, and I won't read it.
Bringing out the old rivalry, like, mages, I fucking hate you.
Okay, we're gonna have to go to the Mechanist Guild. Let's go.
It cuts to like them reading it, but they're all like, it's the back office. They're all like, I was about to say, I don't know how you undo a tie of a robe, but like, you know, it's that kind of like, they're all smoking and passing it around. They're like, and then he says, I can't believe how I was treated. And they're all like pissing themselves. Mechanists.
I mean, can the Mechanists help us?
Let's just go and ask. I don't think I've ever engaged with a regular Mechanist. So
I don't
let's
think
go.
they'll have any books on Mindflayers. I don't think it's worth the time.
Esme just says, "That's a great conversation you're having alone," as she walks towards the Mechanist.
Should have known the mages wouldn't help us.
In contrast to the mages, the Mechanist building, the windows are very plain. They're very like, this is a window. It is, the purpose is to see in and out. The building is kind of like gunmetal gray, kind of like, you know, big rivets, steel beams that can't be met by jet.
Oh my god.
Dab. You know, kind of red clay, like those like S-shape slates and tiles. Very much like a large, very large building. Not as large as the Mages, but you can see like a lot of chimneys and a lot of smoke rises from them. The doors look a bit heavy duty, but still enterable, if that's a word. Nonetheless.
I knock just in case.
Enter.
As it turns to the door, it's like, okay, you push him in, and then we'll just close the doors, and then they'll have him.
No.
I mean, we're here now.
Yeah, as it just walks through the like, hey, Mechanists, we're here looking for some information.
A small. Oh, sorry. The entrance hall is a bit cruder, a bit rough around the edges. There's a small waiting area off to the right of like kind of like wooden chairs and some leather couches, perhaps. Probably cheap leather. You know, for the early birds that get the couches, that sort of thing. And there's a lot of iron doors, double doors, single doors, with rivets jutting out of them, very like hard stock, like, you know, cold metal looks to them. Wooden floorboards. Not a lot of decor. A lot of cogs is probably the only decor that hangs. Some turning, some very much like, this is a cog. It's probably important in machines, yo. A welcome desk is at the back, and when you enter Esme speaking, a small gnome jumps up onto the table. It's like, guests!
Yes, guests. That would be us. Do you have any... Esme Nyla. And this is Kodaro. And this is Isadora.
Hi.
And we come seeking information.
What information can I do for you?
So it's mostly just, you know, reports by your people potentially about creatures that are about yay big, and she like reaches her arms out, and they've got like, they look quite imposing. They generally, like, people get headaches when they're nearby, and they have squids for faces. I believe they're called Mindflayers.
Oh. Such exotic information. Are you a member of the guild?
He is, and she thumbs towards Coda.
Yeah, he'll show the writ.
It's like mine. So so highly recommended. What do you invent, dear boy? Show me.
Okay, I mean, I assume he's got, like, Henry with him, because they're just done a kind of reconnaissance thing, so he'll kind of point to Henry, and he'll take out, like, the grappling gun and so that. He won't show the gun, but he'll show, like, other little bits and pieces, just as kind of proof.
Esme will produce the those deadly arrows that she got, and she'll just pass them off as Coda's things.
And I'll show the amp that he did actually make.
Oh yes.
I forgot about that.
He's like, oh. And he's like, wait here. And he hops down and like, he's very like hunched over, like kind of like, you know, like pulling himself forward, like arm down kind of thing, and disappears behind one of the iron doors.
Have we considered the fact that some of the guild members might also be mind flayers?
But we know that it's not the gnome, because the gnome is small, and Miriam said that she couldn't make people not the right size.
But equally, it would be, if you're looking for intelligent people, perhaps going to the heads of guilds would be, a good place to start. They could well all be
I mean,
mind
obviously
flayers.
not the fucking Mages Guild.
No, that's true. They're all morons. Yeah.
Esme takes
Yeah,
out...
it's not like you
produces
lied or stole from them or anything.
or groped anyone. Let's get it correct. Esme produces the Rod of Pelor, and she says, please never learn how to cast fire. I'm going to tell you I want you to, but honestly, the amount of damage I would cause would not be worth it.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed, like, above a certain level of elemental shit, because you would just abuse it.
But it would just be when people are being very difficult. I also know how I'm going to get back at them.
What, the
How?
mages?
I'm gonna start we're gonna like save the town from the Mindflayers. It's gonna be fine, and then I'm going to like fall very publicly and start holding my stomach and groaning, and then I'm gonna turn into a werewolf, and I'm going to say that the mages cursed me.
Normally, I wouldn't condone this sort of behavior, but I do in this case. Completely.
I think it'll be funny, but also educational,
I
and that's
agree.
what we want.
I just hope they don't have my name on file as being some sort of wanted criminal.
They have no files here.
Probably not. They don't seem to be.
I mean, they have you both on file for being petty bitches.
Listen here, little Bratterly.
As that burn drops, the doors that Zira's gnome face disappeared reopen. It's like, here they are! And a very tall, wide-shouldered, stern-looking dragonborn, bronze dragonborn, steps forward in traditional, old-school now, I suppose, mechanist robes.
Darren.
Hello.
What type of dragonborn was the former mayor?
I think he was blue.
Okay,
remember correctly.
because essentially, I'm not looking at the same dragonborn, but just a different shade.
That's great. I don't know. But no,
I mean,
it is a different
I'm
dragonborn.
sure Mindflayers are racist.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, is it? Yeah, no, that's definitely racism. The more that I think about that, but no, this is a different dragonborn, most definitely. It's like, yes, the inventors come to request files, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
And who are you? What are your names? You clearly do not hail from our chapter. This one hails
We're
from the city, I believe.
Yeah, we're associates of the famous famous guild artisan Kodaro.
Well, I assume my writ would say my actual name, right?
Yeah, it 100%
Yeah, so
says
yeah,
Icarus
Icarus Arrow.
tell me, Chris, what is it you seek?
We're just doing some research. Wonder if we could access your records.
Research on what? To what end? My comrade in oil.
Isidore kind of makes a face.
We're looking into some reports on a certain creature. Hoping you might have some sort of records of sightings or dealings with it.
Very well. Talk with me. Yeah, he turns on his heel and leads you down one of the double doors that are facing, like, if you were to like walk towards perhaps the back of the building, that sort of thing.
Would I be able to roll insight to see if he's acting like the Mindflayer people we've met already?
Roll insight. Inconclusive.
I want to try as well.
Hey,
Oh,
twinsies.
come on.
Inconclusive.
Okay.
I'll try.
Please get a 14.
No, I can't.
Oh, you have to get like 15 minimum, don't you?
Bye.
Bye! He's in the tunnel.
15. Ha! I got a 15, Darren.
What?
I got a 15.
Your
I
minimum
got a
is
15
15, right?
to spot. I rolled my spot Mindflayer, and I got a 15.
Well, I'm just gonna nip that in the bud. No, and inconclusive.
Well, that's mean.
I guess we'll follow. I'll kind of look at the others, kind of like, oh god, do we do this? Or like.
Esme just says, "Hey, fella, what's your name, by the way?" As she follows him.
Lysius.
Lishishish.
Licorice.
Licorice.
They're good pal licorice.
Esme turns and whispers, but it's that kind of whisper. It's not really a whisper. He's like, "Thank God he doesn't have a lisp." So, Licious, where are you bringing us?
Do you allow all your apprentices to talk freely amongst themselves, Mr. Darrow?
I look at Esme and just like, no, she's being quite insubordinate. I'll have to reprimand her later.
You
Don't
are
worry,
being
Licious.
such a bitch today. I love it.
Don't worry, Licious. He will surely punish me.
Rightfully so. If we are not as sturdy and as unyielding as the iron, how can we hope to shape it? So these creatures you wish to research, what to help you find records quickly? We don't have much, but we have some.
Sorry, you cut out there with me, Darren. What do you say?
He's basically asking you what creature you're looking for. Records, but not all of them, but some.
I guess I'll describe, like, you know, the tentacle. I'll give him like a description. So, like, 'cause I don't think we have we heard the name Mindflayer. I don't know if we've heard like their actual names. So, like, I'll just describe it physically because these guys might not know the word for it.
Interesting. I'm not familiar with such a beast, but then again, I'm not the one in charge of the records. No beast hunting, so. But our experts can help you with that, no doubt. He leads you through several corridors, each as bland and as cold as the last. It's floorboards, it's hard stone cut to a nice flourish, and most of the corners and like structural areas are reinforced with like steel beams. Essentially, it's very like it does the job and it is sturdy kind of stuff. You pass some like what look like initiates, perhaps lower level members. But nothing like too high, like no one walking around brandishing like crazy mechanic swords or anything. And he's like, now, And he leads you to like 2 double doors after you take like kind of like a meandering and like maze-like journey. He's like, inside is a very limited records room. Our expert of the records will guide you through the rest, and when you are finished, Mr. Inventor, you can, explore as you see fit. If you need lodgings, we can provide you up to a maximum of 4 days, or if you simply wish to leave and can't remember your way out. But I'm sure remembering such simple directions is easy for a man of your stature. You may leave when you feel a need to.
I'll kind of bow and thank him and then head into the records room.
He's like, the records keeper is an eccentric, but they're in there, and simply beckon them forth and they will aid you. And he turns on his heel and walks off.
Yeah, head inside.
Before you, Icarus and party.
Are the
Icarus
apprentices allowed go inside?
Only with supervision of their master, obviously.
Oh, how generous.
Before you is a large room, not that big. It doesn't hold a candle to the library you were just in, but there's a lot of, again, it's actually kind of reminiscent of the records room that was in the tower. Very like, cold iron, bookshelves, everything in like neat folders, very, again, not flamboyant. It's very much like the folder labeled B is the folder labeled B. There's not like some intricate dragon sculpture being like B. It's just like, it's a folder that says B on it. It's not too big. It looks like you could probably navigate the room by yourself easily enough. There is no one before you. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna find the records keeper, I guess.
I'll wander towards the M section.
The end section or the end section?
M.
Oh, M. Sorry, I misheard. My apologies. Yeah, go for it. Icarus, as you do you like call forth, or is it you're looking around?
Yeah, I guess I'll call forth.
I'm like, yeah, when it, like Coda's like, oh, hello there, like that kind of thing. You feel a cold tap on your shoulder, and as you turn around, you notice before you the 8-foot seeker towering over you.
Cool.
It's like, yes.
Good afternoon. I was looking to access some records.
Papers, please.
I show him my writ. All the confidence is gone.
You're the inventor. I count 3 other individuals in this room. Your apprentices, no doubt?
Yes, assistants.
Darrow. Where have I heard that name before?
Nowhere ever.
He kind of like places it back into like Coda's chest as he walks past. He's very hulking, like arms behind his back kind of thing. I mean, like...
Literally the
like,
exact same sexiness as every other seeker.
I mean, literally just looks like a standard like K model, like dull bronze / golden-ish features, seeker jacket, the whole shebang. Like literally it just looks like a slightly taller K.
Oh, taller.
Mm-hmm. Taller, kind of taller and lurched over. Like, forward. Mm-hmm.
Time to upgrade.
I mean, K is like 7.5 foot, nearly 8 foot as it is. Tell me, Mr. Darrow, do you always let your apprentices run amok in these rooms?
I've been with them for some time. I trust their judgment and they've
you've
been trained.
Disobedience. Interesting.
Oh, not disobedience. They're just... I know they know what to do.
Nonetheless, they're in my records room and they will follow my rules.
Very well.
Get them in line.
I try to look confident and in charge and go over to the others and like into the ring as we're going over. It's like, please just act like you're my apprentices for 5 more minutes, I swear. It's gonna be over soon.
Ezra has like the biggest grin on her face.
I'd imagine Risbit would help. If he would be kind.
She'll do it, but he better not push his luck.
I'm just waiting to hear what he says.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to give some kind of an order.
We must respect the rules of the records room while we're here, and the Seeker wishes you to remain with me.
Esme just swings her arms out and bows pretty much head to the ground and says, "Yes, of course, my master."
Isidore curtsies. She's like, "Of course, master."
I kind of turn back to the Seeker, I'm trying to hide the fact that I'm surprised by this, but I'm just gonna yes. So,
You know what? Everyone give me a performance.
Me as well?
Sorry?
Do I have to as well?
Oh, yeah.
It's something. It's less than 1.
Hey!
Nice.
Coda's the one who can't keep his laughing.
The Seeker is silent and merely, with their hands behind, or with his hands behind his back, turns to Icarus, the Master Inventor. What it is you look for?
We're looking for records on a creature, and I kind of describe the thing to him again, and I'll try use the word Mindflayer to see if he knows it, but I'll basically just describe it physically.
Mindflayer. You use the common tongue, Mr. Inventor. They're illithids, and he walks off towards, books.
I make a note of that.
Esme's full on into the ring. He's like, what an arsehole.
Into the ring, Isidore's like, ew, they're illithids.
I fucking hate it. Oh no, I don't. She's gas.
Coda's just really wants to stay in this room forever because he knows the minute we leave this guild, he's gonna get beaten up in the streets. So he's just he's just enjoying this while he can.
I like to think he's getting bed up in the city watching the mechanists show up and like, hey, can I get in on this?
No, you're not allowed.
This is personal.
We're allowed.
Yeah, so I'll follow him wherever he's going.
Yeah, he produces a small file. It doesn't look thick by any means, and there's not much is known on them. They're quite elusive. Yeah, no, that file ain't hashtag thick, but their mental fortitude is rather astonishing. Thankfully, they are not resistant to being stabbed repeatedly until they are dead. And he hands Coda the file.
Cool. Yeah, I'll take it and kind of. Is there a table around we can look through it on, or is it I'm
yeah,
renting
kind
it
of
out?
kind of in the center of the room, you get the vibe that you're not allowed to leave with them.
Yeah, I get. Yeah. So I'll kind of spread out the files on the table and beckon my apprentices over to come and help me go through it.
I'll help.
I just assume it'll take us less time if we all go through it. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where would you like us to start, Master Darrow?
Thank you so much for letting us help, Master Darrow.
Thank you for teaching me how to read, Master Darrow.
Thanks for saving my cat from that burning building, Mr. Darrow. The Seeker's 100% muttering on his right. He's like, they talk too much. He's too easygoing on them.
Yeah, I'll kind of. I guess I'll break the files into bits. I'm kind of not responding to these because I know I will not be able to. So I'm kind of just handing out the work and focusing on. Oh, you take this section of the file, just not addressing anything they're saying because I will not be able to deal with it.
You all hear a call forward from the Seeker. It's I trust you can be left alone in such a room for several moments.
Of course, you don't need to worry.
He turns and Coda, with your smelly passive perception, you can hear him be like, Darrow, as he leaves the room.
Esme says, hey, we should probably ask him about, Seekers in this town after we saw, Kay in this town?
I don't know if he's one to ask, and we should make short work of this as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we
He's
can
a
get this done
secret.
and leave.
I heard him say my name when he was leaving.
Oh, I mean, he does know your name. Let's go. Let's just
Look
read.
through this as quickly as possible and get out of here.
Not much is known about the Mind Flayers. The only thing they have is like some battles they might have encountered, some time ago. Dotted around Airthor, nothing major. Quite an elusive creature, but they have come to the conclusion that they don't seem to be particularly resistant to being they put it in very flamboyant text, but essentially beaten to death. Like, if you've got something pointy or blunt, you can probably, if you're count your chickens, kind of thing, land a few hits, and they're gonna their strength is in their mental fortitude, that sort of thing. The way they act, they certainly seem to be hive mind like in nature. There is the hypothesis, kind of penciled in, that if you destroy the head of this hive mind, do they all just shut off, or do they all perish? Research is needed.
Is there a picture of what they think the hive brain might look like?
No, there's no.
Does it hypothesize that it's a person or a thing?
They think it might be either a mastermind flayer or some sort of creature that just, it doesn't look like a mind flayer, just a bigger creature, in the terms of the kind of predator hierarchy sort of thing of it's bigger, it's got more teeth, it's got more claws, ergo it's probably better or stronger, that sort of thing. It's very crude the way it's written nicely, but it is very crude how it's they think about it. It's very oh, the mind flayers probably respect a bigger thing, that sort of thing. It's kind of oh, okay. Because you guys have with your exposure to the mechanists, they do kind of have that mental track kind of thing. It's oh, our
bigger,
soldiers
badder,
are commanded
better.
by our soldiers are commanded by bigger and better dudes, and then again, the stuff Esme would have seen is oh, the suits make their standard foot soldiers bigger and better and strong, that sort of thing. And obviously the Iron Will is quite literally bigger and better than apparently
they're
a
flashy
dragon.
bastards.
Yeah. If bigger equals better equals more badass, that kind of thing. Very, very crude, simple. If it's bigger and it shoots things better than the other thing, it's better, buddy. That sort of thing. So they kind of theorize that perhaps that's the same thing. That maybe it's a bigger mind flayer. If maybe it's some sort of creature that might not necessarily exist on this plane. If they're all all about brain stuff and mental fortitude, can we even comprehend what runs them, that sort of thing. But again, it's very much just lots of questions, very little answers on what controls them. But as for them, they don't seem to be necessarily resistant to anything. Again, if you have a stabby or a shooty weapon, pretty good. And they don't seem to necessarily run into battle with full layers of armor. They seem to be typically dressed in robes. Sometimes they're found with bits of metal interwoven, but it's not Risbit level of plate mail. It's lovely, nicely written, crude-ish in its thought process, but that's essentially the general gist. They're not particularly strong. They don't wear massive suits of armor. They're mentally unmatched, it seems, and shoot on sight or stab on sight and hope to God they don't need your face.
Fair enough.
Esme starts to jot down the notes of illithids that we've encountered, so they can turn invisible and then appear behind you and try to eat your brain. They open portals. To attack a kid once. They've been spotted in Uria. They've been spotted in... Was it in Dagdom that we fought the one in the cave?
Yeah,
it was outside Dagdom.
Just a little bit outside Dagdom, yeah.
Yeah. What else? We fought them... Oh, she gives great detail of the inside of a Mind Flayer ship. And she just starts putting all of these notes. She doesn't put them into the file, but she just kind of starts writing them out.
Okay.
Yeah, I get you.
Cool. Yeah, I'll like the minute we've kind of realized there's not much in here, I'm just gonna close it and put it back. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, I think it's time to go.
I'll file it back in the right place though, because Dewey Decimal System
Yeah.
and all that.
So you are leaving post haste.
Uh-huh.
History roll to see if you can remember the
Oh god.
Guernsey.
You're always complaining about never getting to make history roll.
Hey!
See?
I'm proficient!
Icarus, you lead the party through the winding way. Hey. Hey, this guy. And you can hear the heavy footsteps of the boots of the seeker coming down the hallway to your left, but you go, oh, thankfully we have to go to the right. That sort of thing.
Esme immediately just stopped. Like, no, I need to see the seeker.
No.
Do you want to talk to me
Sir,
about...
excuse me, sir.
I hate you.
Yes, apprentice.
Forgive me, and she does a bow. She says, my master, Mr. Darrow, asked me to write up these notes and ensure that you got them to improve on your files. He felt that there was not adequate information. This is some recent sightings of Mindflayers in the local area, and she just holds out the pages to him.
He takes them quite crudely and flicks through them really quick, kind of thing. Again, his eyes don't move, but he seems to be reading pretty damn quick. It's these seem to have some weight. Your name, miss, for the records?
Oh, Esme Nyla.
Nyla.
Sir, by the way, are there other seekers in this town?
You gaze upon the only one, Miss Nyla.
Forgive me, I know I saw two others recently in the town. But perhaps I misunderstood. And she just turns to leave.
Oh god.
You feel a hand on your shoulder.
Is it a sexy hand?
Neil,
It's
it's
the bad
100%.
touch.
It's 100% the intent of it's kind of close to Esme neck, and you're like, oh, but it's I definitely think he wants to choke me, but in the I'm dead now kind of way.
I mean, if it doesn't go that far, what's the point?
I mean, is what seekers, Miss Nyla, and where, if you please?
Well, there was one such as you, I believe, that they're referred to as the K series. And then, were they both K series, or was one of them not? And one of them was a
K is
blue, wasn't
K is Generation 6.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So there's a Gen 6, and then was there a blue one?
Yeah, a matte blue and ultramarine blue. Yeah.
And is that a Gen 7? Did you know that was?
No, it's a different shade. It's unknown.
Oh, okay. Esme just says, it's yes, there was one who seemed to be a Gen 6, such as yourself, and another who seemed to be the blue of a Gen 7, or similar to a Gen 7, but a different shade of blue. And she says that in a proper, in a mechanist tone, in a very, you don't want to keep calling me apprentice, you keep going, but I had to say. Where did we see them?
You saw them at the docks sitting near a bench feeding some birds.
Esme responds, it's yes, they were sitting at the docks feeding the birds. I thought it was very unusual.
It's a case of the hand that was on Esme's right shoulder spins her around, and he kind of has both hands on her shoulders. And he's listen to me, apprentice, you will bring me to this location immediately.
Oh my god, yes. Let's go. Field trip, guys.
Into the ring, Isidore says, "Why are you telling him this?"
Into the ring, Esme says, "I don't know. I want to see if he gets teleported to a different world."
Or maybe he just catches Kay and murders Kay, and then that's it.
You're taking a
I
risk.
mean,
hope you know
I'll
what you're
always have a
doing.
piece of him with me, literally. Kay is in the deep fort.
Well, obviously he isn't because we
Show
fucking saw him
him.
feeding pigeons.
I need to get a tracker on him.
Esme's eyebrows are kind of like going, and she's like talking, and he's like, "Are you okay, apprentice?" No.
Oh, no, mind me. Just having an argument with the voices in my head. Let's go.
The delicious party see Esme and the Seeker strolling in quite a gingerly fashion.
As I says, don't wait up. She just-
Oh, I'm following.
Guys, I can't wait for Esme to get thrown into the ocean.
Me too. Yeah, into the ring. I'm kind of saying like, I'll follow your lead, but I hope you know what you're doing.
Of course she doesn't know what she's doing. She never knows what she's doing.
Well, it
That's
hasn't seen
true.
us too
You're
wrong
also
yet.
in a town surrounded by Mindflayers.
You haven't got us all
So-
killed yet, so we'll see how this goes.
The Seeker pulls up his hood and puts his hands behind his back in kind of like joining the rope together, so he just looks like a obnoxiously tall, potentially Goliath to anyone watching from a distance kind of thing. Because he's wrapped up pretty well.
Esme holds her arms behind her back. Mostly for posture, but mostly to show.
Apologies. I forgot Seeker jackets don't have hoods. The long trench coats that they wear. So he doesn't. He
Esme,
Yeah, go ahead.
Esme asks, Seeker, would it be rude of me to ask what you call yourself?
A1.
A1. She's like a
God.
lovely name. And yeah, she just brings him to the bench. Or the youngest. What if they went from
Oh, maybe.
back?
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
But
So you got-
we wouldn't know like that the numbers go in a certain order, and then like we wouldn't know that A1
No.
might be the first one. No, okay.
Like the only significance of the numbers. Did Esme share the file, the K file? She did, didn't she,
I
with the
think
others?
she did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. K being like translated to K being key, that sort of thing. So like you're not entirely sure if K was because K's file seemed to indicate that he was a bit different than the others.
Mm.
Yeah.
But again, there wasn't a lot of info to kind of say, well, what's stopping the B series for being for butts, that sort of thing. There's like you've
There's a whole generation of just really bootylicious seekers that were
Oh, yeah.
discontinued.
It's like, sir, why did you build these? TNA, General TNA. Just a load of voguing, really attractive Stevie. So you bring this individual to the bench. You guys are getting a lot of looks from pretty much everybody in the city.
Well, this is a good time to advertise our business, the Albatron. No.
What did I call it earlier? The sexy brain party on the cliff.
BYOB.
I think after like it's hung up, like Bertie, Kazi, and Miriam are all just standing there with their arms on their hips, like, we're gonna die. We're definitely gonna die, right? Like our bosses are insane. We're all on agreement with that, right? Oh my God, BYOB.
I assume it's the Seeker that's attracting these looks.
It's Esme.
Esme wishes it was Esme.
Oh yeah. So you guys arrive at this bench.
She just starts screaming. It's like, oh, I wish everyone would stop. Anyway.
You arrive at the bench. the Seeker's like this specific locale?
She says, yes. One of them was sitting here, and she like sits down, and then was one of them sitting and one of them standing, or they both sitting?
Kay was sitting throwing seeds to the bird while the other was standing and like fully animated face was laughing as if like either themselves or Kay had just like dropped the absolute fire joke.
Esme like says, and then the other was, wait, no, this makes more sense. And she like stands up and she pats the seat. Is like, you sit there and I'll do what the other one was doing.
He entertains Esme's idea.
And she just like holds her sides and then just starts like bellowing a laugh. Like, There's like, and yeah, that's what happened.
It's
and
the
there was
Final
two
Fantasy
seats.
10 laughing scene. Fucking kill
Yeah,
me.
it is. Esme's doing it for attention.
No. He stands and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out this orb that's like really finely like etched all these wavy lines on it.
What you
He
call
holds it
that?
out. He's like, rise to the rank of Grand Master Apprentice and you will be told. It opens and starts whizzing and clicking and just essentially it seems to be reacting to something, and then it closes and he's like, very well. Your contributions to the war are noted, dear apprentice. And he turns on his heel and begins walking away.
Oh, I was also warned about someone named the Prophet.
He keeps walking. He's like, Esme Nilo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he keeps walking, and when he's kind of a fair bit away, Esme, his shoulders are going up and down, like legitimately like he's laughing.
Aww. I thought I'd scared the Seeker.
What you've
I
done
wanted
is
to
gotten
scare
Kay
the
killed.
Oh, it's fine. I'll get a new one.
Wow.
Or Esme will die instead, and then I can play Kay.
I mean, brushing over that, what will our fair heroes do just before we sign off, friends?
Everybody in the lake.
I guess we'll start gathering our mates.
Yeah, we'll start getting people together, and the next time we can head to where we need to go and start working.
Cool.
Mindflayer confrontation on Saturday.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, I'm well. Before I'm gonna say to Esme, like, do you have more of a plan here, or was that it?
No, I thought I'd scare him, but apparently it didn't work.
What was that machine?
Like, I really
he
thought
was
something was
using?
going to happen that would be like, I had a Seeker, but I didn't. Now I'm not sure what happened.
What was that?
What
thing
happened
he
is
had?
you gave the enemy information.
I mean, that's a very black and white view of things. Unless K is a secret agent, who has a semblance of autonomy, so getting very heavily involved, like, unless it's literally the honey trap, I don't see a reason to believe that others couldn't break free. And also, if it is the honey trap and anyone else kills K, I will kill everyone else who does it.
As Esme says that, we like cut to Kay, who like with blood-soaked hands like is crouched down petting like essentially like what looks like a mutt, like a jet black mutt with like strokes of grey in them, and he's just like, oh hey boy, and then we zip back to Esme.
Swear to God, if he hurts that dog, or if that's the Shroud, and if Baal is what's inside K, I'm gonna be so mad.
Ball's in the ocean, remember, Esme?
I know where Baal is. He's in Bali. Get it? Yeah, let's go and collect our friends and then go to bed.
Alright, cool. We'll say you guys round up the torchbearers and are on your way to the like Nanu and crew.
We do the slow motion walk with our whole crew, and then it like slows down and freeze frames, and then it's like to be continued.
I mean, it's definitely that, but with just the torchbearers because you haven't got Nanu yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
But like like the torchbearers are clearly geared up. Like Wrath and Grace and Vigilance are all wearing like their best armor. Like it looks like it's like seen like quite a few battles. Like Grace's warhammer seems to be like pretty down. Oh, so her maul looks like it's been polished and ready for stuff. Rat's like brandishing that big dirty stone great axe, and like Vigilance has like her shield shiny and spear ready to go.
Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. Good game. We will pick that up on Tuesday.
Saturday.
Or Saturday, even. Sorry, Tuesday. On Saturday.
Saturday.
Woo!
Cool.
Very cool.
That was fun.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
I'm sorry for
Okay, cool.
accidentally making you guys my apprentice.
I feel like you missed the part where we really got into that.
Fine. Well, I'm sorry to your characters, not to you as people. That was fun though.
Fair.
That guy's gonna fucking murder us.
Yeah.
He's super evil, and he knows our names, and he knows where Kay is probably now. Oh god.
I 100% don't buy that.
What was that little
Like, I
machine
feel
he
like
had though? That was
the
some sort
word.
of like
That was
detecting
like-
seeker machine.
or some sort of recording device.
Oh, he was doing
Do you
something
know who that
sinister.
was? Do you know who we just spoke to? Mom. We spoke to
Mom?
Mother in drag. Mother did a boy drag and was talking to us and made it seem like it wasn't her, and now I'm mad.
Oh god, probably. Knowing her, she would.
Right,
No,
Oh
guys.
she
god,
definitely would've-
okay.
She would have definitely reacted to the declaration of dear prophet. So that...
Oh, that's reassuring.
I'm surprised that didn't work. I really thought that would work.
Mm.
I was
Well.
real like, so I will talk to you all.
Good night.
No.
All right,
Okay,
guys.
good night,
Talk to you
guys.
Saturday.
Good night.